Wageni watatu Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Shadows of the night seem to follow me.
Rocks, Rocker, Gino, hey, come on. Yo, this B Street, let's serve.
Well, the Bronx Rockers are here, man.
Yo, it's B Street, man. It's B Street.
They don't battle, man.
All right, shalom, salama, thiemi, shalom. Greetings to all my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world, whether you're the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you are a Gentile grafted into the house under the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. Get on the floor because we're going to war. Had to get that Beat Street clip on in there. Get on the floor. We're going to war. You had to. They had to form up, and they're forming up right now. Look, I'm gonna have to go back to that clip every now and then because I'm telling you. The breakdance battle is on and popping worldwide. The breakdance battle is on and popping worldwide because is it going down? That's what I'm trying to figure out now. This is what we're trying to talk about. Is it going down? Up to the stage. Get on the floor. We're going to war with Pop Lock and Fast Nickel. Shalom. I know that you were probably there in the background, Brother Fast Nickel.
Shalom.
Brother Fast Nickel, were you an extra right there? Back in the day? You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. Oh boy. So on Friday, I want to preface this. On Friday, I said, you know, I'm not too sure about this because, to be honest, it was only like a unilateral thing in my mind. But Jacoba, he articulated what I was thinking on Saturday. If there were more players to the game, then Houston, there is a problem. It ain't our problem. They got a problem. Houston, they have a problem because now you have Iran and now you have Russia. And I say Russia via KillNet. It's still Russia. I don't care how you want to say it. Well, we don't really identify with those folks. Yeah, right. It's a proxy arm. So to me, Brother Fast Nickel, we had spoken yesterday. You said, Karis, I wanted to jump in on the segment on Friday with the bonds and things of that nature. Brother Fast Nickel, this show does not have financial advice. We are not professional financial advisors. No one here has a CPA, CFA, CFB, certified financial planner. None of those credentials.
Correct.
But Brother Fast Nickel, what do you see?
Well, what's interesting is about 20 minutes or so, I sent an email to you and a few of the other executives. It's about an 8 to 9 minute video, and the woman goes over the aspect of war and what it means to the money printing, the domino effects that it has. And that's the key, because the aspect of war is just what we see on the surface. But as you've been talking about on your shows and elsewhere, there's other things that are happening that people don't realize that it plays a part in what's happening on the surface right now with this war. This war is just the outside appearance to when they do the things that they don't need to do to justify it.
Well, it is, and I'm going to tell you this. What did we see last week as the build-up? You know what I'm saying? Think about the bond market and really how the bond market crashed. It tanked.
Right.
And remember, in order for anything in our bond markets to work, there has to be some sort of a conflict, whether regional or worldwide. And now that you have conflicts outside of not just the Ukraine, but now popping off in the Middle East, because when you have a Middle East conflict, let's just be honest, you have a worldwide conflict, because now you have a lot of things beginning to spin out of control. So I'm going to say this is just me personally saying this. I believe probably this week you're going to see the markets have a very, very hard time. And the reason I say that is because you do now have an Iranian element. You literally had Saudi Arabia saying, this war that Israel, quote unquote, Israel is partaking in is essentially their fault, the Israelis' fault. And you do now have the introduction of Russian sources, provocateurs, however you want to call it. However you want to call it. Which means I look at it like this. The blood is in the water.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? The blood is in the water. But it was really this. It was going to be a matter of time before they strike out. Because why? To me, it looks like it's a convenient time of chaos all before BRICS, and I would say the currency of BRICS is getting ready to launch within the 90-day window.
And everything is lining up for November through January.
Mm-hmm. Get on the floor. We're going to war.
But as you also mentioned yesterday, this is all a stage, because when you look at what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, the military might that is supposed to be Russia, that conflict should have been over in a month, and it's been over a year.
Yeah, it was a drain factor. They learned a thing or two from Afghanistan. You don't beat America quickly. You don't. You drag them in and you literally work the proxy, and you just work the proxy. And now that you're going to a really protracted war in Ukraine, because now they literally are saying, yeah, the fighting season's over. That's called a protracted war, where, hey, you gotta get 60 to 90 days of respite. We'll pull you off the line, get you home, enjoy the holidays, and then you're back before the fighting starts in March, April. That's called a protracted war. So now, with that front has essentially stalled, now you're going to have a new front develop. And that front that's developing, now this is an economic front. Because when you're talking about oil, the oil markets and the oil sectors, well, guess what? You're now talking about shortages. And guess what happens with those shortages? The U.S. has no choice but to backfill Europe.
Yes.
Because guess who else is going to get involved? I guarantee you who's going to get involved in some form, shape, or whatever. It's going to be Egypt. And Egypt's going to say, look, y'all got to transit through the Suez. And, that's dangerous. That adds another level of danger. So prices are going to be even more. It's going to happen, family. I've seen this before. Not I've seen this before, but this is part of the things that I used to study.
You and I both know if they close the Suez Canal, we're looking at probably $300 a barrel.
Mm-hmm. But why not? If they're looking at $300 a barrel, who does that really affect? Does that affect them or does that affect us? It affects us. They're still going to be good with their oil. Europe, to me, Europe will fight for a little bit. They'll try to transit things on over. And to me, it looks like this is why the French had their ships there on the ground, or not the ground, but in the area, to ensure that there's transit going into the Mediterranean. But a lot of that could slow up. A lot of that flow could slow up. And to me, just in
Well,
my
if
military
there's a lack of
tactician brain,
oil,
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say if there's a lack of oil, Europe is the one that is going to feel it because Russia, they already have their oil,
You're breaking up, brother Fast Nickel.
and if the U.S. has to, we'll just open up our reserves and 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 we're good for oil.
Yeah, you're
I
breaking
just
up,
hit a
brother
dead spot.
Fast
I was
Nickel.
saying Europe is the one that's going to be in trouble because America has reserves.
Does it? That's the question. Does it really have the reserves, especially the reserves to sustain
Okay.
a long-term war? Because just as anything, I was telling you in 2021, the world saw a defeated United States going out of Afghanistan. They didn't win Afghanistan, family.
And no one has.
But but what that created was it wasn't a vacuum per se, but that was the beginning of the end, to be honest, because when you saw how they had left, and then they tried to put something on, like I think Netflix or HBO, something like that, of, oh, um it was a controlled, back, trying to save face for how badly, they were ran out. These are face saving measures. So
Mm-hmm.
trying to save face, they put something on out there, and um what was it? On some sort of, I think it was like a Netflix special or something like that. Oh, well, we were still there and we were still here. No, 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 no. Essentially, what ended up happening was the embassy agreed to terms with the Taliban, and basically they lost. You agree to terms, it is you've lost, and now we're gracefully allowing you to exit because you've lost. We don't need to kick a dogwoods down. Just get up on out of here. And that's effectively what happened. So what happened was that the world took note. Oh, well, all you need is a generation, 20 years, and then they're off and running. But not only did the world take note, but it was also the fact that things have been diminished. From that point forward, you didn't see a lot of our people going in, and I've gotten emails about and messages, brother Kara, should I go in? Should I do this? Should I do that? I just say, look, pray about it and ask the Most High to lead you in your decision making, because He'll lead you. Now, in terms of this
Right.
time, personally speaking, I'm going to say this. This isn't like 20 years ago. It's not like 25 years ago. Because you're not fighting a weak adversarial opponent in the Middle East. All right, who's going to be this weaker nation that we get a chance to go against? And we're going to overpower them, yada, yada, yada. No, you're really fighting against Russia and China and all allied forces with them. And if you think that the European forces are going to fare very well, my opinion, my estimate is no, not at all. Because it takes resources for them to go, and the more resources that they lack, the worse it is for them. Think about it. What type of real hand-to-hand combat, what type of real jungle warfare, that they have to go through? They don't survive. They don't survive. Vietnam should have taught everybody the lesson. All right, come on in here. And when you have to go block to block, it's going to be an issue through the jungles, through the cities. And if you don't have the logistical capacity to go through and you get spread out, the more you get spread out, listen, the worse that is on the battlefield. Because if your troops are spread out, your lines of communication are open and you're subject to get cut off. And then that's when you have people being surrounded. And then they start surrendering by the droves because they realize that they're captured. Hence, that's what you've seen all throughout Ukraine. They push them on in, and then they say, go on in there, stay on in there. And then when the battle lines diminish, they have nowhere to go. Hey, is anybody going to help me out? I'm kind of stuck in the middle here. Anybody going to help me? No, you're good. We'll be there. Then the next thing is they're they're encircled, they're enveloped, and hey, you can either die or you can drop your weapons. Choice is up to you.
Well, we're probably looking at some kind of emergency meeting today or this week. But as you had mentioned last week about going to war in the winter, now Europe is fighting two wars, a military and an energy war.
Yes. Say that again, Brother Fast Nickel.
Military and energy.
And energy. It's going to be a European energy crisis. Coming now, Brother Mike. Shalom, Brother Mike. Welcome to It Is Going Down.
Yes, it is.
Wait. Give me a second, Brother Mike. Give me a second so I can get your intro. I got to get your intro up. Give me a second. Let me get your intro up. Here we go. Going to the floor. Coming to the floor. Here we go. Here it goes. Like, all right, let me serve him. Oh! There you go. Like doing that bottom footwork. All right, this mic put the band on. That's how Mike. Let me tell you. That's how Mike lived in villages in Tanzania. He was spread out like that on that routine.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at that stuff, man. I'm like, what? And they said that Russia had hacked Israel website or something. I was like, and it's like that the Russians was telling them what they did. And I was like, no, man, I'm in the now. But just to look at everything else, man. So I'm about to play Yakoba now. When do you think the exodus will be?
I don't know, but listen, I think it's sooner than what we expect.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? It's sooner than what we expect. Let me Let me try and get Yakoba on here. 1, 2, Yakoba's coming for you. 3, 4, Exodus is on the door. 5, 6, grab your Exodus.
Kid.
All right, let me do this. Let me go into the bathroom, look in the mirror, turn the light off, and say, Yakoba, Yakoba, Yakoba.
Yeah, man. I was just kind of, we've been saying this, and just recently, it's like we said last week it was kind of calm, and then this here just happened. Now this stuff went from it went from all right, Hamas just sit up here and started something with at least it reported that they started something with Israel.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we were just, all right, and then you said, "Hey, this can happen, that can happen," and man, I did not. What is the relationship between Israel and Egypt?
Oh no, it's a money relationship. And guess who's getting the money? You got to remember, if you are in BRICS, and BRICS is just announced, right, that you are getting ready to be a member of BRICS. Well, how are they going to peg that valuation of that BRICS currency? A currency has to decline in order for their currency to rise, correct? That's just economics 101. You can't have two currencies rising together, especially on a polarized global situation. So now, and this is their 90-day countdown, they're trying to do what? Listen, let me show you the military might that we have. So these nations right now, if you're on the fence, you better invest with the winner, because do you understand what happens with the loser in these conflicts? The loser's currency declines, and if your currency is wrapped up with the loser, then guess what? You're going to pay along with the loser. It's a bet. You go to any type of a fight and you put your bets on that UFC fighter, and if that UFC fighter loses, guess what? Your money's gone. Because why? Your ticket was with the loser. But if your ticket is on the winner, guess what? You make money because you done took the money off of that loser's proceeds. And now it's your money.
So, but this is what I'm saying, though. Israel is supposed to have a relationship with the United States. So it got some type of money relationship with Egypt, and Egypt is trying to get into BRICS.
Egypt is trying to get into BRICS. But
so,
you got to remember, it's Ethiopia that's part of BRICS. You have Saudi Arabia getting in the BRICS. You have Iran getting in the BRICS. Now think about that. Think about now that's a regional alignment. I don't care what you say. So my fair weather is always, well, to me, it's Saudi Arabia. You can't tell me, oh, well, they've been accepted in the BRICS, but they're not going to go in the BRICS. Are you kidding? No, they're going in the BRICS, and really they're telling you now you don't have a Middle East. So you can either do Strait of Hormuz. Who else is going into the BRIC? UAE. You could try to do Strait of Hormuz. You could try to do things over there in Egypt. But guess what? Saudi's right there. You have to go through that whole Arab Peninsula. You don't want to transit through South Africa. You know, that's BRIC. You don't want to take a chance over in West Africa, because why? Because U.S. is really starting to become not welcome. Do you know what's happening? The U.S.'s global influence is being checked on a global scale. They're being checked, and they're about to go into a checkmate. When you go into a checkmate, you understand what starts to happen. You have to start swinging, and then people. So when you start swinging, your fists are flying. And those that are still trying to prop you on up, even though your fists are flying, they're going to be caught by your fist. And then they're going to start bleeding. And they're going to be like, why'd you punch me? Hey, I'm just punching everything and everybody that's getting in my way. Oh, is that how it is? Even your own allies? This is what's going to start to happen. Watch and wait. It's the dead man syndrome. I told you about the zombies. Y'all zombie apocalypse, you know.
If you remember or you look at it, everything, if you want to know the true answer, you always follow the money.
Mhm.
And in this event, like when you say, where did this come from? This is a sleight of hand event.
Mhm.
Really, the real issue is global finance.
Yes.
And in 2020, especially when they turned on the spigot and printed money, what did they do with most of that money? They put it into the stock market.
Yes.
They
Brother
basically put it,
Fastnickel, hold that point. Because today is Columbus Day, right? October
Yeah.
9th, today is Columbus Day. What does that mean? The markets are down. They're off for today. But what's actually occurring right now today?
Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
What's up?
Because I didn't get a chance to see this. I guarantee you the markets in Europe are going crazy as we speak right now. And
the after hour market.
what's that?
The after hour markets.
That's correct. They're still up and going because it's not Columbus Day over there. But I guarantee you what's getting ready to happen, you're going to start seeing a lot of people pull their stocks in this market come next week, or probably come the next 24 hours. Because we're seeing how this thing is moving. And that's where I look at it as it's no coincidence. The bond markets moved first, then you had this issue. Next is going to be the stock market, and then what will precipitate throughout the week. Things are done in tandem. So there's a lot of things that's moving in that perspective. And you're right. I'm going to give it back to you, Fat Sickle, then I'm going to go to Brother Richard. Go ahead, Fat Sickle.
So they printed all this money, but they dumped it into the stock market to prop up the stock market. I mean, at the end of the day, they have to make sure all they look out for is the corporations. They don't look out for the retail community.
Yeah.
And if they're going to now get involved with Israel, they're going to start printing more and more money, and now you're really going to start to see inflation / hyperinflation.
Exactly. All right, coming to the stage right now is Brother Rich and Brother Rojo.
Oh my goodness, you did.
That's Brother Rich right there. He'll just keep you spinning. Oh no. Here comes Brother Rojo. I got you. Back up. You can't see this. You can't see this. Brother Rich, what's going on?
Young man, I actually predated that era. If you show some steppers out there, I don't know if y'all know about Chicago steppers. That would be more in mind with me, but that's all right. Listen, I want to pose a question to you. We know that our puppet politicians are in trouble with the populace about all this money going to Ukraine and the palm-colored people suffering. Do you think there's a possibility that all these things you suggested, that they just throw Europe under the bus, and that being one of the things that alienate the 10 toes and bring about the biblical prophecy? Because One thing they old Solgan used to say that old saying that generals are always fighting the last war. I think there's some people smart enough to see that the amount of losses, these drones, this new warfare, we're not equipped to fight it. Russia has already learned. They've taken their nose bloody, and Ukraine knows, but we're not equipped to fight this war. And these new tanks that we're sending over there are just going to get blown because we're not built for this. So what do you say we sit out, let these other people go on the bus or distract them with Israel, but let Europe hang in the dust and cover our own behinds and bring about biblical prophecy?
You know, that's a good point, brother Rich, that you brought on up, because here's the thing. I look at when you do proxies, that means that either number one, you may not have the technical or tactical advantage to really engage your enemy one-on-one. And number two, you may not have the popular support to engage your enemy, so you do a proxy. You find somebody else to fight on your behalf. And I look at that as, you know, we're seeing these factors that's taken place, and now it's, well, is Israel a more palpable battle? And the question that's going to be on America's mind, because then it's, well, are these Negroes that have been talking about them being the real people, and, you know, this was going to happen and all this other stuff? Now the questions, these are questions that they're now trying to reconcile. If we're fighting them, are we actually fighting and going down to our own graves? Are we fighting are we propelling ourselves into our own destruction? Do you see what I'm saying? Look, if this was 30 years ago, oh man, gung-ho, I'm there. I would have been one of those ones. I'm not going to lie to your family. I would have been one of those ones. We got to save the people. Are they really the people?
Well, you know, when Brother Richard says turn their back on Europe, you have to quantify that, because the two things that you know are going to happen that it don't cost America, they're going to print money, and this is their excuse to print money, and the military-industrial complex loves war. Yes. So they are going to send as much equipment over there because war is money. War is profits. So they're not going to turn their back in that way.
I think it's a difference in sending equipment and human beings.
Yes,
we haven't got to the drone army or the clone army a la Star Wars yet. So here's
a funny thing, Rich, because I'll interject. I'll let you continue, because here's the thing: would we even be welcome there? And I say, as America, would America be welcome there? Would the troops even be welcomed on the ground? Because if that was me on the ground, it's like, oh, America's here. Uh-oh. They don't leave with anything nice. They leave and things are destroyed. You see what I'm saying? So those are the questions that now people on the ground have to ask themselves, even the Ashkenaz, for all intents and, you know, for lack of better terms, they literally have to ask themselves, is that really going to be a helpful thing to me, or does that just provide more destruction?
Well, they may say that America will do what they used to say when they were lying about black troops, that, oh, the first fighting come, they'll run and turn tail. So we may not be. And also, as I look at it,
do you know, here's the funny thing. When you read and you actually understand the history of black people in armed forces, our I'm going to say brigades, our companies were always had the most valor in every fight, in every battle. And here's the funny thing: we would never be recognized for any of our heroics.
Karis, I got a whole, for this Memorial Day parade we did in Chicago, I got triple nickels, I got the postal unit, I got all the black units and information on those. That's one of the what are the books that I'm going to send, those PowerPoints I'm going to send you, that in World War II, they used to call the Distinguished Service Cross the Negro Medal of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Because we go up there because they weren't going to give you one. Yeah. This is well known that we were the troops fighting. It was the lie. People don't know about the 751st Tank Battalion. There's so many valorous black units, but I was thinking from the standpoint of America. I'm talking about they're thinking Black Hawk Down or leaving the brothers in Central Africa like they did before. That was their most reach.
Yeah, the David. Yeah, no, exactly. And that's what they did. They left him out to dry. They've all pulled back. And the thing is now you have our people in the military, and they're going to be thinking the same thing. They're going to be thinking the same thing. Am I going to be left high and dry? I would be thinking that. Oh, you want to push me on out there? 200 clicks with 5 MREs for what? For 6 weeks?
No,
thank you.
You want to sold all those rockets off. That's the thing. All those weapons didn't make it Korean. Zelensky was selling that stuff all over the world. We might be facing some of our own rockets going against the helicopters that are going out. Sold them things all over.
Man, I'm telling you. Let me get Brother Rojo. Brother Rojo, we had to let you come down from your floor routine because all them spins.
That's your break dancer there.
And let me tell you, have I got some updates for y'all?
I know. That's what I brought you on here. Brother Rojo, he's that Fox News reporter, the brother on Fox News that gives a little 1-minute reports but can never be behind the desk.
They gotta have his black behind out there in the field everywhere. I mean,
Reynolds, back to you, Reynolds.
But let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you right now. Who used to play Street Fighter, and every time someone would stick a quarter in, what would happen? Here comes a new challenger.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Or you get
Hadouken.
Sonic Boom. Man, hey, let me tell you. Let me tell you right now. Okay, Syria is firing up on the real. That's just one. Egypt told the real that if they put troops on the ground in Gaza, that guess what? The heads is going to get involved.
Yep.
Lebanon is now getting involved into the fray. Who else? Uganda is getting involved in the fray. They already said they're sending some freedom fighters. I'll just leave it at that. On up there to meet them at the gate right now. South Africa is sending some people now.
So hold that thought, because I gotta tell you, get on the floor. We're going to war. Get on the floor. We're going. This is the African contingent right here. No, you ain't messing with that. No, get back, homie. Get back. Oh,
It gets even better. You know how they're bragging about they're bragging that the U.S. is sending a couple of naval assault fleets closer to Israel.
Yeah.
Well, I got something for that. Like Apple used to say, there's an app for that. So there's an update for that. That's what Rojo says. Putin warned America, don't touch that war. Leave them alone. Let them fight their own stuff. If you fire one shot out there, we're engaging you directly.
Oh, Mediterranean battle. Mediterranean battle because they have a port in Syria.
It gets even better, Karis. Yemen is sending troops out there.
Oh my goodness. That's the Red Sea. That's the Bab al-Mandeb. Everybody's jumping in. Everybody, I told you it's a Royal Rumble. Everybody wants to throw a bow.
It gets even better. Iran said you keep on mentioning their names too many times. They're going to go ahead and take it as you're summoning them that you want them to make an appearance. So they're in play.
I said, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out.
You know something? Y'all just starting trouble.
Hey, but let me pose this question to you then.
People beat up some white folks in Alabama, and the whole world goes up.
And the whole world goes crazy. Yeah, Brother Rich, tell them.
But let me pose this question to you all. So, do you really truly think that, I mean, in order for the United States to look strong or brave, what is it that they need to do to take a stand to make the world appear, hey, they still got strength? What is it they need to do then? Because right now, it seems like somebody's being punked.
Brother Michael, let me tell you something. There's a situation that happened in Alabama. That's what America's doing to show their strength. Beating up on the weakest, most defenseless people. We're not the weakest, but we are definitely the most vulnerable and most defenseless. That's their show of power. You know, ambushing a black man who's trying to, keep his car from being falsely repossessed, shooting at him 20 times, hitting him 11 times. That's their show of strength.
I got you on that. And that's pretty much going to be a local. But I'm speaking on a global situation because the world is watching. The world is looking at, hey, you got all these countries, what they call the Middle East, that are standing up, and they standing up boldly. It ain't like you scaring us. But now, here it is. They talking about sending these ships to the Mediterranean when they were like, and your point being, so I'm just really trying to understand from a military standpoint.
I think they would send. They want to send high tech. They're not going to send any boots on the ground. They want to send high tech. If they send any troops, they'll sneak in a SEAL team, maybe. But
brother Richard, though those airstrikes are failing. I'm going to say the real because I'm not trying to get myself hit, and I'm not trying to get brother Karis' channel hit. So I'm just
going to get shut down. I'm probably going to get hit. This is just one of them classics that's going to be an unlisted classic. If you find this, please visit Quest 2 Night Africa. It'll be on Patreon. At a gold level membership. No,
no, but they've been getting their airstrikes have been failing, and
Well, I think
that's another one to give you.
They just want to show a force, and it won't be manned planes. They always used to throw those cruise missiles.
In telephone, and y'all know what I mean when I say telephone. Just think of the other major city out there. Like I said, I'm talking in code. In telephone, the Iron Dome was penetrated. It didn't alert.
Might get buzzed down there.
You only got a certain number of interceptors. That's any system.
Hey, listen. The Iron Dome didn't even activate. It didn't even know what was happening, and they were already hit with a barrage of 650 of them things before they knew what happened.
That makes me wonder. I think a lot of this is, to me, a lot of this is false flag-ish territory because You're telling me that they didn't see any of that? No, I'm thinking they did, but you got to remember, if false flags are a gamble, because you may invite somebody into the honey trap. You get what I'm telling you? And then they take advantage of the honey trap, and then they destroy that honey trap that you thought that you were going to have for whatever political gains that you were trying to manipulate that thing for. So to me, I look at it as, they left the door open knowing that they were going to get hit, but I don't think they realized that they were going to get hit like that.
They
And
took
on
a
top
pearl.
of that, their support isn't the support that they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? What do they always say? Oh, well, who's going to support us here? Who's going to support us against Hamas? And people are like, don't look at Africa. Don't look at us. Nah,
Hey,
y'all want to steal the title. Good luck.
They
hey,
trying
Matthew
Hebrew
24,
victim card.
24 is blowing up in their faces. It's backfiring on them.
They trying to play the victim card. We're the
Yeah.
suffering Jews over here. People. We're the suffering people.
Hey,
And
Rich, I got one for that one too. Titus 1-14.
I didn't say it's gonna work.
Yeah, listen, we need to pray for our brothers and sisters out there in Demona that wanted to go into
It's
the
going back
lion's den. They wanted to put their neck right in the lion's den's mouth and be like, "Oh, we the people over here." Okay.
I'm with the TO African location crew. So, we over here, and that's not even there. I wouldn't shed an ounce of blood for that New Jersey sized sandbox anymore. No way. Send our children.
Hey, speaking of New Jersey and Florida, your neck of the woods, well, not necessarily your neck of the woods, Karis, but like in Broward County and Philadelphia and New York and some little small town in Washington and San Francisco and Atlanta, the Real and the Pals are going at it in the streets.
Oh yeah, I heard about. Yeah, it's going down here. Yeah, it's going down here. They're doing a real breakdance battle. They put out the cardboard right there at Power Line Road. They're right on Power Line Road, 441. I'm sure of it. Okay, let's get this thing over. Let's get this thing done in Boca. This thing done here.
Hey, they're starting off with the beginning of the Michael Jackson Beat It dance, where they
They're in Coconut Creek just getting down. Right there on State Road 7. Coconut Creek. All right, shout out to Cold Springs. Getting down on Sawgrass. Man.
Rojo News Channel. Man, how come I can't get the Rojo News Channel on my cable here?
Hey, on the Puke 2, it gets taken down like within minutes, like literally.
Yeah.
That's the Iron Dome there.
Iron Tube Dome.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, my thing, I was looking at it, bro. It's just now the world has taken on a different level of speed now. And for the things that we say that we're doing in preparation to that is, I mean, we don't. It's not like we're going to sit behind a TV 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're not going to do that. When things start to happen, we react. We start doing more and more prepping and strategizing for, all right, how can I be safe? How can I maneuver around this war? When will it hit my backyard or front yard for that matter? And so here we are. We are at that point. It's like you looking down the block and you seeing trouble come. And you're like, hey, wait a minute. Gotta start
Brother
doing
Michael,
some things. Yes.
I want you to hear this, and you can expound on it. but this is tailor made for you since you brought it up because you make us some good points. I won't lie to you. But guess what? Guess what the pal said? They said they said black men in America, we have no fight with you. This came out of their mouths. We have no fight with you. This is not about you. It's about the true terrorists. Number one, that's what they said. Number two, I'm going to put a cautionary sign out there for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
In one of those things, they had a situation, where they were clashing here in America, and they had that little, where the two cricket letters cross each other. I'm not going to say, y'all can say it if y'all want to, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Where those two cricket letters cross each other, forming a funny circle.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the videos. I saw who, at an overwhelming majority, who are holding those funny looking letters. But guess what they showed on the news? A black man holding one up. So
Well, they all, I mean, if I'm hearing you correctly, they will always have one of us out there doing something.
Yeah.
Always.
They want us as a rallying point, right?
We're the poster child for everything bad.
Everything.
Bingo. But they want us as a rallying point for here because it's like this. Well, if we don't have your support, we're not going to be able to go to war. They literally, that is the mentality. They know that. And now that they see that we are not engaging as we had once engaged, it's real simple. I guarantee you, if they actually told the truth, we would probably be more willing to engage if they told the truth. Are we the people? Well, what do you want to hear? That's what they always say. What do you want to hear? No, tell the truth. Because now there's global implications to that. We didn't think that there was going to be all these global implications, and there are. That's just how that goes. And so now they're getting really the brakes beat off of them in all these places that they want to, drum up.
Well, Cass, I gotta make.
And this is why I'll make this point. And this is why you have, one of us as the Secretary of Defense going around and saying, "Oh, please, we here in America, we need your help," but they don't want to say anything to us. That's the ultimate slap in the face. You can have, you put your Sanborn out there to fix his lips and say, Africa needs us and yada yada, whatever nonsense. And it's like, how can you see what I'm saying? That's the ultimate hypocrisy. And that's why nobody's here. No, that's why nobody is really rocking with the United States anymore. It's a bunch of hypocrites. So the hypocrisy is at a different level.
So that's the reason why I asked that question earlier about Egypt. If Egypt is joining BRICS and they have a relationship with Israel, and Israel has a relationship with the United States, don't that seem like, hey, wait a minute, I thought we was cool. I thought we was buddies. How in the world you going? You rocking with this nation who is truthfully trying to affect my money? So, I mean, how is that relationship working out? Where, I mean,
that's
it kind of, but at the same time, it's kind of going back to what Rich said. Now, who gonna pull the rug from up under the West?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's going to be one of the 10, if not all of the 9.
I look at it like this: when will France backstab America? Because it's coming.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's coming. When will the French backstab America? What will the French do to be the French?
The toes are curling up.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to turn on us, and they're not looking. See, they let us spend all that money on NATO and protect them. They didn't really have to put up anything. we were going to be the ones. We were going to be the proxy to die for them if the Russians came through.
Yeah.
No, Richard, just like what you said though. They are saying they sneakily trying to send 100 billion to Ukraine. Why is these people keep on?
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. You said it and you keep on triggering me. I'm sorry, brother. Guess what else? Guess what else? since you brought up Ukraine, since you did, I'm going to expound on that just for a minute. Guess who sold Hamas and Palestine all those weapons to launch that assault? I'm just saying. Karis, you're from Florida. How do you say it? The U.
The U and ends with an E.
And it rhymes with pain.
Listen, you got to get your hustle up. You got to get your money right. You know what I'm saying? Man, we got all these free weapons. And then, and people are like, well, where did they go? Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, man, those things went straight to the Middle East. That's going straight to the Middle East.
I'm sorry, brother Michael, but when you said that, the pain, that just triggered another memory that I gotta share this with y'all.
I mean, let me ask you something. So, how much money you think has been sent since the start of that war?
Oh, trillions.
The amount of our reparations. The amount of our reparations.
No, there's at least 2 trillion. You got to understand. There's money that they declare, and then there's money that they don't.
That they don't declare. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We're talking about probably $2 or $3 trillion.
And which I believe there's a strong high probability. Well, you got all these men over there. They said they men population is just so low over there now due to this war. Now they having the women. They saying the women are fighting. You could take that with a grain of salt. And you spent all this money over there. Mm-hmm. Use all that money over there. And if this is true, that the Ukrainians sit around, I got to get my money right. They saying this money, we want to flip this and make more money off of it.
Yeah.
And for the United States to send them all that, I ain't gonna say the United States. What did NATO having all this stuff come in there? They was the homeless. Ukraine was like a big, sad woman with kids, and they felt sorry for her, and they started giving her everything. Became a millionaire overnight, and still talking about, oh, we need this, we need that, we need this.
Well, brother, Ukraine was a weapons addict, and to supplement their supply, they sold some off on the side.
Hey, none of y'all have any.
Listen, Ukraine was the ultimate drug weapons dealer. You don't get high off the U.S. supply.
Off your
don't get high on the U.S. supply. So they kept it moving. Listen, they
want to be Nicolas Cage in Lord of War.
Zelensky's like, I got these weapons for you. I get a lot of weapons from the United States and the West. If you want weapons, I sell these weapons. They're good quality. Even though my country is losing technically,
more than we can.
I can get more weapons. I'm good. I can get weapons forever.
One sister in the chat, she asked a question. She said, "How can we avoid our kids going to war?" I don't even think that's going to be on the table. I think that's gonna be one time and they go see black people like, nuh-uh. We all gonna go down today. No,
brother Michael. Brother Michael, they have the youngsters, the young brothers. They have the young brothers that's ready to go to prison right now because the United States reenacted the draft, so they can start drafting people. And they said that they'll go to prison before they go to war.
Brother Rojo, I lived through the draft. I'm telling you, I started high school in 1970. My prayer was, Lord, let this war be over before I graduate. They were taking brothers. They was picking gangbangers off the street. They were going after folks like that. The white folks was fleeing to Canada and stuff like that. People were avoiding. Some of them brothers went over to Vietnam, just started gang banging in Vietnam. You can see some of them gang symbols on some of that equipment over there. Some of them they were good soldiers. Some of them got good at it and actually straightened their life out with it. But then they can't pull that off now. It's too, information goes around, travels too fast. You can't do that, and they're more organized. These young people are more connected. But they were sentencing. The judges were sent. You talking about the prison? It was the Vietnam prison war complex.
Yeah.
You get a case and things like that. That judge, you can go to jail or you can go to the Nam.
Brother Richard, brother Rich, I ask you respectfully, because all the youngsters are refusing to. Where do you think they're gonna get these brothers from now? Well, out of the PIC, the prison industrial complex.
I'm gonna answer to you. Our young people can't. An 18-year-old back then was a fighting machine. These couch potato kids can't fight. Look. They said, listen. They have to.
You can't be making a wide target for the enemy.
Hey, Karis, you wrong for that, bro. Karis, you wrong for that.
They're gonna be looking like Private Pile off a Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, God.
There's going to be a whole bunch of private piles.
They don't.
You made me miss out on playing my. Wait, Fortnite. They breathe all heavy. And boot camp, they be breathing all heavy. You can't have the weapons training. They're gonna be shooting everybody. You made me feel bad when I couldn't get my extra portion of pudding.
Hey, you're gonna have a whole lot of Fat Joes going out there. A lot of Fat Joes.
I was in the neighborhood. They had a bunch of young people in our neighborhood running down the street with this drill sergeant going on. These just young kids running down the street. And what he was doing, he was pre-training them so they knew they couldn't pass basic. So they had to get them in shape to get to the. And these are kids that wanted to enlist. They were running around the neighborhood, running around the hood with this guy because he knows they can't pass basic.
Man, Rich, you just brought on up. There was literally a report on out there last week. Can't make this up. Marine Corps, Army, and Navy were all loosening their standards because these folks are too fat. These folks are too out of shape. Imagine that. Imagine you can't even get out of a Humvee. You can't even put a flak jacket on.
You rolling out of a Humvee.
No, you're rolling out of a Humvee. You ain't stepping
Karis,
rolling out of there.
Karis,
my feet.
Hey, Karis. Karis.
I can't reach around and grab my magazine for my M6, my M4, my M16.
Hey, Karis, imagine a bunch of Humvees rolling up, and then it's like the Players Club. James Evans' partner getting out the car. They get out the Humvee. They get out the Humvee like that.
Looking like Big Worm. Looking like Big Worm.
Do you guys remember?
What did you have to run through your mile in? Run. I didn't have to run anywhere. I just stayed on the treadmill. I stayed on the treadmill and set it for 3-mile walk. They just want to make sure that I didn't pass out in an hour.
Hey, what's that one movie? It was a funny movie where the enemy was shooting machine guns at them in the one that they were shooting at, picked up hamburgers and hot dogs and started launching them back at them like grenades. And they stopped shooting this, picked up the hot dogs and hamburgers and started to eat.
The saddest thing is they're gonna be looking like a whole bunch of John Candies.
The Bible said that Babylon's army will melt away. They said they're gonna run like
do you guys remember when I was in high school in the 80s, you had to take the national um, physical fitness test to graduate.
Yeah. Yeah.
You-
They stopped you. And you know what?
Hey,
I
hey,
mean,
Karis, hold on for a moment. Hold on. Hold on for a moment. Somebody's in the chat. They're doing a lot of cursing. What is it? JCMOP?
yeah, I'm seeing that. You know,
Yeah,
let's keep our chats respectful,
yeah.
please, family, because you know YouTube is going to be monitoring us like crazy. Because let me tell you, they real mad that people are fighting over there in the Middle East. They didn't want this to happen. They didn't want this to happen. So,
Hey, how
you know,
ironic is last week they had the national alert system and talking about the draft.
all coincidence, right? All
Hey,
of a
Yep.
sudden,
let me tell you something about that national alert thing. That thing was such a letdown. I was expecting something more grand. That was no more than a dang what they do every month on TV anyway. Like, at least on my end, it was.
well, they do that all the time here in Florida with Amber Alerts and everything else. They just do that through cell phones. All they did was just do the same thing nationwide, you know. But you know, a lot of people wanted to treat it as something bigger. But the thing is that was for it's a culmination, right? What is it that we're going to see, and why are we seeing it? And then, you know, in less than a week, you know, surprise, surprise, less than a week later, you know, here they come. I'm bringing on our UK correspondent, Sister Chantel Smith, and you know,
Oh my goodness.
I know
Ma-
she's got to get in on this.
the most high, may the most high save us all.
The fire Brit.
She's got to get in on this. That's how the kids be dressing too, with the hot socks. Mr. Chantel Swift, aka Radon Trump. Radon Trump.
hey, she's the British breaker. Chantel Smith, the British breaker. The British backbreaker.
Yeah, I'm coming to the stage. Oh boy.
Hey, Karis, now, you know we got to get our American black thing going on it, you know. Go.
Sister
You know,
Chantel, I'm gonna tell you this. You don't preface this. Man, BBC was mad. BBC was mad yesterday.
I haven't watched it. Listen,
Man.
I've been ill, you know. I've got like, I'm not even going to say because it's, you know, remember with the conversation we was having the other day and like, you know, I cursed myself, I'm telling you.
You been ill or you been illin'?
I'm just ill. I'm not feeling very well, Rojo, but you know, I'm just
Okay,
norovirus right
shout
now.
out to you, Queen. I hope you get better. Fast prayers. I mean, quick, strong prayers for a fast recovery. And oh yeah, by the way, the PAL and the real are fighting out there in your city too.
Mhm.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. They were really amped up. Like they brought in somebody, the like a Palestinian representative to, you know, the UK or something like that, and they had him on BBC, and man, you know, the
What demanding answers?
yeah, tell us why. And it's like he said you need to ask the same questions to yourself. Don't come here with the
Exactly.
hypocrisy. He said,
We need to get.
don't show up with the hypocrisy on this one. I ain't the one. And let me tell you this, family. It's a little bit more real out here because people the last time would placate, right? Oh well, you know, we need to have peace. We need to have peace. They said, man, forget the peace.
Mm-hmm.
Peace done left. Get
Yeah,
on the floor. We
Peace
going
left
to
the
war.
building,
we
locked
want
themselves somewhere else.
we want peace, all right. A piece of your behind.
This is right.
Hey, Chantel, I was going to ask you, sister, is there a way you can reach out to Richard Sudan and see if he could come on to Karis' show if Karis will have him?
Sorry, did you guys say something to me? Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no. It was me. I was asking if you know Richard Sudan, if you could reach out to him and see if he'll come on the Karis' show to give a perspective of what's going on out there.
I don't know who this person is. Who are you talking about?
Roger just be trying to sign up people. Roger didn't.
Roger's
My executive producer. Hey, Karis, we got the schedule for you now. You know, it's going to be Thursday. You got this. Wednesday, you got.
There is a belief that somehow we all know each other over here. It's no, we don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks there in London. There's a lot of folks there in the UK. I wouldn't have believed it with my eyes. I just thought that the few black people they had was just running around in soccer stadiums.
No, man.
Lo and behold, I was like, oh, no. There's some black folks on out here for real.
No, the only place
man. We holding up strong.
the only place I've been to out there was Greenwich. That was it.
What is
Greenwich? Oh, bro, it's Greenwich. I'm sorry. We pronounce it Greenwich. It's pronounced Greenwich. I know it's spelled how it's spelled, but it's actually pronounced Greenwich.
Oh, so it's Greenwich?
Greenwich, yeah. Greenwich, not Greenwich.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's just so funny when we hear you lot say Greenwich and Birmingham. It's like ham ain't Birmingham. It's not burning. We say Birmingham. Birmingham.
Is that on your schedule?
Man, see, y'all clowning the brother. You know what? I'm gonna mute my mic for a minute. If y'all want me, y'all just call my name.
Oh, don't leave on my account.
Oh, so Sister Chantel, what are your thoughts on this from the British perspective?
Well, I don't know about the British perspective, but I can tell you about my perspective, and I just feel like these people, they.
Let me qualify that. For most black people that are out there in the UK, for most black folks, what do they think of this? How are they responding to it as this ain't my problem, right? Or is
it's I don't care.
Yeah, okay.
There will be some, and it's probably the ones that are in the church, but most of us is like, hey, look, man, you lot own the bank, so do you want to stop the bank from, freeing up my money? Like NatWest is trying to stop us from taking our money out. Do you want to get on top of that? We don't care. We care about what's going on in Africa, but you sort out your land and leave us to our land, and we be about our land. We don't care about what's going on over there. It don't affect us.
Hey, Chantel. Go ahead, Karis. I have a question for her next. I'll wait for you.
Well, in terms of the bank situation, are you all feeling any effects with this in terms of like getting out money from banks or what?
Not yet. What it is that they're trying to stop us from using our own money. NatWest is piloting this, where you can only draw out a certain amount of money. So I wouldn't be surprised if, in the near future we see other banks continuing, getting on board with this. But the fact that they're doing this and the fact that that's going off, it's like I don't believe in coincidences. Too much is going on. And the way I see it, is that I know these people are, like I said before, I believe these people are doing, all they're doing is trying to prepare. They're about to go into their judgment, right? And what they're trying to do is they're trying to ride out the Most High's prophecy wake. You see, like how, you play Mario Kart, and when you're riding behind, the car in front of you, and you get that boost, and you overtake, and you think that you won the race, or you won. That's what they think they're doing. They think they can ride prophecy until they just time it just right, and then we can come on top. That's what they think. They're trying to play this out, and I'm like, go ahead, keep doing what you're doing, because it's like it's just going to make me laugh even more harder when I see you fall on your face. Like the Most High is going to get somebody from the back that's going to come and literally throw that shell, that spiny shell, right up on you. So when you think you're about to cross that finish line, nah. You know, for me, I just think they're doing this. I feel that they've either antagonized Palestine to the point where they're like, right, look, America's busy with Taiwan. They're busy with with Africa. They're busy with Ukraine. We got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, strike while the iron's in the fire.
And they did with 5,000.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, sister. And I don't know how true this is. I've been corresponding with someone who has boots on the ground. Two things that they told me, and I want to ask you about both of them. Number one, I hear that the reals, you know who I'm saying when I say the reals, are going around smacking black people up out there. Is that true?
I'm not even on the street, to be honest with you, to even know. I know that there's been a lot of knife crime, and you know, so there's a lot of that going around, and unfortunately, it seems to be centered around our people. But I always believe that, you know, wherever we have issues, is usually one of them that has kind of stoked the flames, because that's what they do. You know, they sow discord. Go on,
my next
one.
my next question. He showed me a video of it, so I kind of believe it. But again, I want confirmation, because I always seek out a witness for what I hear. I've just been trained to do that for some reason. Maybe it's the Ruach HaKodesh. But
No, that's a good practice.
But I've been hearing that brothers out there are beating the brakes off of the Piggly Wigglies, the police out there.
Yeah, some of them.
Sister Chantel.
I don't. Sorry, I just wanted to quickly say this. Yeah, Karis, I don't know if you remember. I sent a video. I don't know if you saw it, but I sent a video on our chat. This was like last year, I think, and I was showing how they had a riot during lockdown. Now everybody had come together and they were just chilling and relaxing. This was in Brixton as well, of all places. They were chilling and relaxing, and the police came in and started causing issues. So they literally went to town on the police, and they were jumping like it was just a thing. I can send the link, but it'll probably be a little later. But I can send the link in the chat. I'll put the link in the chat. But it's yeah, that's what they do. It's in Somerleyton and Angeltown in Brixton, and yeah, they
Sister Chantel,
don't play with police.
The Ruach HaKodesh has beat me up about this thing. I'm just supposed to ask all of you, is the Most High giving you some witty inventions? Just act on your witty inventions. He's sending some revelation of things that we should be doing, that he's telling us to do, that's going to prepare us and be our next move. But we gotta act on them. You know, we're stubborn and stubborn, we're slow. But if he's giving you something, you got just move with it.
What he has told me, or what I have you know, it's when I tell you to move. That's what I've felt in my spirit, and I'm waiting for him to tell me to move when it's time. But he has said to me, when it's time, don't haste, don't wait, just move, just leave. Don't try to go back for anything, just leave. You know, make sure you keep things where they need to be, and when it's time to go, you go. You know, there's certain things that he's revealed to me in terms of scriptures, just things that are I see. It's certain other things that we've gone over, like some of the stuff that I was talking about the other day. It's almost like he's revealed even more to me on this whole, the Gentile thing, and not just the Gentiles, but just with a lot of things, even things that we have been linked to. One of the things that he showed me was I was literally talking to my mum this morning, and I said to her, we always think that sometimes prophecy is just talking about us, where it says, for example, where some of our people just can't seem to see things that are happening. And I said to my mum, when you go back, sometimes you go back and you look at these scriptures, and you just have to literally just read it over and over again. And sometimes you pray, and the Most High will reveal certain things. Like I said to her, we seem to think when we read parts of the scripture where it says, don't fear those who can kill you, but with the sword, but fear those who can kill you with the by the Spirit as well. We just assume that it's talking about the Most High, and I agree that it is primarily, but I see the flip side of that, because we also have to look at them and see, you can't just fear them who can kill you by the sword, who are killing you in the streets. That is terrible. But what's even worse is when they're killing our people by degrees. We know that we've been dead spiritually, but this is how they've had us, and how they've got a lot of our people still. They're dying by the Spirit because they still don't want to see what is literally happening right before their faces. And I feel that this whole thing that's happening in that land over there that they want to claim, whatever, I kind of feel like this is another strong delusion that they've put on to our people to kill them by degrees. So they're killing them spiritually. So when I see that verse, I see the flip side of that. They may kill you with the sword, but that's not even the worst part. It's when they kill you spiritually so that you are blind, so that you don't see, as Paul quoted David saying that, let them be blind always. Let them bend their backs always and be blind. And our people are still blind. They've seen this and they're like, oh, look, it's time. And they're looking, whenever the Most High is about to do what he does, Satan always brings out his counter, always. And it's like they saw everything that was going on in Africa, and people started to look towards Africa. So what do? They come up with their counterfeit to try and sway people into believing, oh, look, this is what's happening now.
Hey, Chantel.
Chantel,
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That scripture, I would take it as concrete. When Yahushua was saying, don't be fearing the man who can destroy, kill the body, but be fear of the one who can kill body and soul. So I'm looking, that's talking about a creator. That's how I'm taking it. Now, because if you go back into slavery, when our people were saying, hey, I'd rather drown me and my kids than go through slavery. And we all know that suicidal of your life, is a sin. But now it's easy for us to quote a scripture and not be in that situation. It's very easy. But now you in a situation where someone has literally destroyed your spirit to live. I don't pass judgment. Judgment is in Yah's hands. If a person did that, Yah know exactly how to deal with that person. That's how I look at it. But when it comes to that scripture, I cannot see that I can't see that scripture going further than that. Now, we can sit up and say somebody destroy your spirit, and that's from our fleshly eyes are looking at that. But from Yah's his spiritual scene is something totally different.
Brother Michael, I agree with you. The Most High can condemn your spirit. But what Sister Chancel was talking about, I was looking at, for instance, she's talking about the knifings over there. We have to revive the spirit of our young people. They're knifing each other in England, and we're shooting each other in Chicago. And
All right.
and this
Mhm.
message is not pent. I believe if we get this message, and that's what the Most High is putting. If we get this message of this is who you are, and this is why it's happening, this is why we can do it, I believe we can stop that. Our young people on the corner of every street.
All right, Rich. Let me go on you on that one.
Okay,
Now,
Michael,
it's
I'm gonna
the
let you
scripture.
finish. But I want to give a further witness to Chantel's what Chantel said after you finish, brother Michael. So after you finish, I'm gonna follow up.
But what you're talking about with the young people, it was prophesied that they was going to do these things, Rich.
Yep.
And it's not saying that we should not try to help, but those prophecies that Yah pushed out are going to happen. Unfortunately, we're going to have some of our kids that are going to act demonically, do demonic things. But at the end of the day, when it's all over said and done, their judgment will be in Yah's hands. It's going to happen. I'm not saying we should not be right here trying to help these young ones. I'm not saying that. But scripturally speaking, it's going to happen.
Oh, the
It's going to
turn the hearts of the fathers to the children also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but that's prophecy though. It's still prophecy. So I mean, that's what I said. I'm not saying we do not try to help the kids. No, you continue to do what you're supposed to do, but the scriptures will be fulfilled.
Hey, brother Michael, can I expound on what Sister Chantel is trying to say? I mean, and I'm with you 100% because I just like you, just like Brother Karras and a lot of others, even including Sister Chantel, I go by thus saith the Most High. But what I think Sister Chantel is saying, because I've been feeling it a little bit and my spirit's been tested, is that they will do these things. That's why I had to bring out the Matthew 24:24 on the panel, because there's stuff that we think we're seeing that we think is lining up, and then we think we're seeing a building to the crest of everything to where it's going to finally pop, and next thing you know, everything settles down and it flattens back out. So that's where that's where I think she's going. Just based on my personal experience is, and then I have to also remember the verse. Here is the patience of the saints. We have to be patient, and then blessed are those that endure till the end. So now I see what Sister Chantel.
It's not that I'm saying that it's a disagreement in Scripture. It's what we see, and from our fleshly standpoint, that a person's spirit is dead. I mean, it's easy for us to say it, but from a spiritual, from being a spirit being, and that is Yah, he may be seeing something totally different. And that's the only thing I will say. I can't sit there and say, "Oh, you condemn." I can't say that.
I got you. I got you, bro. I got you.
If our people are perishing for lack of knowledge, who's bringing the knowledge? That's all I'm saying. We need to do a better job of bringing out that knowledge. And
but brother Rich, brother Michael brings up a good point though. I mean, I can't argue. I won't argue with what's right. I mean, I see Sister Chantel's point. That's why I'm not speaking against that. And I see Brother Michael's point, which, really brings a lot of that out. So I'm not gonna, I can't speak against that. I can't. I have no counter.
You also have to
different things.
You also
Brother
have to
Michael
remember.
is talking about the condemn. Only the Most High can condemn somebody. That's the eternal death. That's the only thing like that. That's different. She's talking about somebody's human spirit where they're broken down, and that spirit can be revived.
But brother Rich, the thing is, we got to take homage to what Sister Chantel says, because that could cause us to turn away from the truth. I've seen it happen with Israelites. That's all I'm saying, brother.
Well, I'm saying that's why you have to bring the knowledge and bring the light. That's why you have to.
Well, listen,
that's why you have
we
to
can
bring the
we can
word.
do whatever we
Right.
could try to do whatever we tried to do. At the end of the day, it's the Most High that does everything.
Yeah.
Because why? Because he's not gonna share his glory with anybody.
No one.
You
No
know?
one.
Well,
And
just
No
just
one.
remember.
Can I clarify what I was actually trying to say? What I mean is, as we're going forward, we're moving. Look at it from this perspective, right? So many of our people, right? We are being killed, right? We see that. We've been seeing that, and I just feel like the Most High saying, yes, they kill. From the Most High's perspective, from I agree with the original. I'm not taking away from that, but what I'm saying is there is a flip side. There's always going to be a flip side, even from their perspective, how they see things. Now, what I'm saying is that they are killing us, but the Most High can bring back, just like how he is about to bring Israel back from the dead spiritually. He can also bring back his people from the dead. Now, what I say when I say don't fear those who can kill you with the sword, I mean that. Then but when it says fear them who can kill, or fear him who can kill you with the spirit, or kill your spirit, Now, what I mean when I say that, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying that they have power over our spirit. What I mean is killing you in terms of how you see things, how you see yourself, what they've been doing, how they've destroyed us mentally, spiritually.
Exactly, sister. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, because
I'm with you on that.
when you're destroying yourself, that you have to understand that's literally Balaam, son of Beor, right?
Yeah.
Those are the curses. They can't really destroy us unless we stop destroying us. They can show us. They can show
No,
us.
they put a stumbling block. They've been putting the stumbling block in our way, in our path, with all these different doctrines. That's what I'm trying to say. They have actively been doing this for centuries. Sorry.
I mean, do you see what she's saying though? I mean, I don't want to mention the Gentiles' name. I really don't, because I don't want people to think I'm talking about.
No,
it was somebody that we accepted. All of us, at least yeah.
Brother Rojo, we have the Most High gives us a choice of whether we will be a willing instrument of the Most High and allow him to play that instrument and you slack. Now, even if we resist, he may still use our disobedience in some way, and it won't benefit us because his plan is going to go through. But we have a choice of whether we will be a willing instrument. And all I'm asking is, what I'm suggesting is that we keep listening to the Ruach HaKodesh, because he's got something for you to do that's part of his plan, because he works through us. Yes, his sovereign will is going to go, but those who benefit in that will are the ones who are obedient to the role he has asked us to play. And that's all I was asking is, if the Ruach HaKodesh is telling you to do something, to do that, because he has a part. There's a reason why we're together. It's the reason why we've all been given this revelation at the same time. It's the reason why we're coming across the whole world together on these things. So what we need to have our ear to our commander, or what the things he's asked me to do with these young people, because he's prepared before. This is something I've been doing my whole life. They're asking me, where's the answer? He's already opened their eyes. I'm pointing towards Q2UA and Africa. This is the thing, no more get off this American dream thing. He's showing me. So I'm on my knees before the Most High. How do you connect this up? I believe our young people will do that. So yes, that what they were doing was part of the curse. But hey, aren't we? Ain't no 400 years. Aren't we on the other side of the curse? This stuff is supposed to be moving away, and we're supposed to be moving it away.
Okay, brother Rich. I respect that. That's a defensible response, and I can't push back against that, because what you said makes a bunch of sense. I mean, but I just want to say, let's not dogpile on Sister Chantel, because I kind of knew what she was saying. Because
no, it's not dogpiling. It's not dogpiling.
No, we're not piling on her. That's the flesh there.
Let's understand this. Let's understand this. These curses are reversing, because now the world can see that there's wonky business going on. You can't say that, you can respect France for trying to get back into Niger to do what? To continue to steal. You see what I'm saying? You can't say that you're respecting a nation because they continue to subjugate another people through brutal tactics. You can't say that. So now the stupor is off of these nations because why? Because it's the Most High that's taken off the stupor, right? These nations will no longer drink of the cup of wrath of the daughter of Babylon, and they stop drinking. And if you can't tell that they stopped drinking, this is why they're in war in other parts of the world, because they see what's going on. And to be honest, they know that if they're going to continue the practices of Babylon, let's just put on out there, that they are going to get steamrolled. And they're getting steamrolled right now. They don't want to lose their resources. And now look how quickly these resources can be lost, not just in a week, but look at that, in a matter of a few days, in a matter of a few hours.
I think we need
See,
the benediction
what?
prayer. I think we need Sister Chantel to say the benediction prayer for us. and Brother Michael, you know it's nothing but love for you, and you too, Brother Rich, because y'all both bring up points. So I'm just, I mean,
Brother,
I
we
guess I
know this. We don't
Well,
take this
because
personally.
and here's the
We don't
thing.
take
Here's the
this
thing.
personally.
Listen. It's the Most High that's in control here. You get what I'm telling you? So what we have to look at like this. What we try to do when we see things, we always internalize it. Well, that's going to affect us. That's going to actually. Let's look at this. What does it do for them? We already know what it does for us. I like to see what it does for them, because why? Because now they have to scramble. They're the cockroach that's
That's
now.
that's why I said what I said last week,
Yeah.
and that's why I said what I said earlier.
Well,
These
hard
people, they're
time
not.
for
They're looking to just. All they're doing is trying to prep. It's like holding on and trying to make it work for them, but it's not going to work for them. These curses are not on us, but what they are still doing is they are putting a stumbling block. Look, when you read the letters to the churches, and when I say churches, it should be saying to the angel, not to the angel, but to the minister over this congregation, write these things, right? When we see that, when we read that, and it talks about Pergamum, where it says how they're going to put a stumbling block, and the Nicolaitans. Well, the sin of the Nicolaitans was, what's the word? Oh gosh, compromise. That's the sin of the Nicolaitans. When you think about, sorry, let me just finish this because I'm going to be done. When you see when it talks about how they're going to put a stumbling block over Israel, just like they did of old, literally just before they were about to enter into the promised land. We're seeing the same thing now. They're pushing all these different things on us, whether it's churchianity, whether it's the mixing with them, or whether it's this whole the alphabet gang bang, whatever. I'm not going to say it, but whether it's all of these things, these are all stumbling blocks, and it's not. For those of us who know our own minds and we're at a certain age, this isn't for us. They're not trying to get us. We know our own minds. They're trying to get the next generation, because the next generation is the one that is very impressionable. See, we know our own minds, and we're talking and we're saying what we're saying, but it's the younger ones who are impressionable. That's who they want.
Sister Chantel, this younger generation is not that dumb. They know this thing. In fact, they told us before we know it, this thing ain't working. When we were still pushing that, oh, you can make it in the system. They knew. They wanted, okay, now show us what to do. They want us.
No. I'm not talking about that young generation. I'm talking about our children. I'm talking about the ones that are still in school, like the little ones. That's the ones that they're going after. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Sister, this is God. This oppression is going. We don't need to be taking the oppressor's oppression upon us. This is not. These times are no harder. The only of our people that are really suffering and hurting and swallowing this time now are the coons. The people that really benefited from Babylon. They're the first ones screaming.
Now,
This is
now,
our
now,
government.
now, brother Rich, I kind of have to disagree with you on that. I keep on bringing it up from time to time, and I'm going to bring it up right now because I think it's an appropriate time. There's a video out there, and I can find it, or you can search it out, where it has a comparative video of a 7-year-old black girl standing in her driveway of her own home, twerking, getting down and pee popping and all that kind of stuff. And then it shows a picture of a white girl the same age with an AR-15 popping off rounds, dropping an AR-15, running to a tree, picking up a pistol off the tree, shooting it, dropping a pistol when it goes out, running to another part, a checkpoint, reaching in a barrel, pulling out a shotgun, popping it. And it said that, while we're doing this, they're doing that. So,
Brother Rojo, I'll be out there with them brothers. I'm telling you, we saying our young people are not listening. We're not talking to them. We're not talking to them. You have to engage your young people. We're lamenting. Look what's happening to young people. I
actually want to qualify that. Are you sure that we're not talking to them? Here's the thing: is the medium of our communication. I don't know. I think our medium, to be honest, is a lot more effective because you want to know where their communications line really on social media. These type of platforms.
Exactly.
So you can't say that you can't say that we're not effective. I believe we are truly effective because if not, why do you think YouTube has guideline changes every week, almost every day? Because of these particular conversations, which is guiding the conversations of the youth that they're doing offline. They're not doing this on Snapchat. They're not doing this on Instagram. They're talking amongst their own friends. In person, in real life. Because you want to know why? Because they're looking at it and they're trying to decide for themselves what is right. See, a lot of our people, I'm going to say our children, they're not taking things at face value anymore.
Yes.
And I'm glad that they're not doing it at face value because that means that they actually have to look at some things, they have to read some things, they have to understand it. And then for them, that's a game. It's a puzzle. Because why? The puzzle piece is, well, I'm going to use my intellectual capacity to start drilling down into these facts and start to understand that these facts and where these facts have been lost at. And this is where you have, shout out to Brother Dante Fortson with Black History in the Bible. And it's like, look, this is the greatest quote unquote game, intellectual game is, who's lying to me? And so when we say, look, you read this, you read that, and you tell me why they try to hide it. You tell me why this is inconsistent with what this has here in this primary source. They don't. You get what I'm telling you?
Well,
that makes them think. And
Brother Karras, I agree with you. I'm saying that we should be doing more of that, pushing out a platform. That's what this new.
And here's the thing:
we have to do more.
We are, but you have to say this. How do you quantify? We have to do more. You get what I'm telling you? You got to do more with a social media platform that throttles. You see what I'm saying? I'm literally at 400. I'm literally at 400 viewers in the chat right now, and I get more viewers in a live stream than folks that have 250,000 subscribed folks on their channel. Do you see what I'm saying? So what can you do when you're constantly in the throttle position when you're getting pulled back? In a social media aspect, let me finish my thought, Rich.
Go ahead.
When you get pulled back in a social media aspect, it's not going to be on this platform. It's not going to be on Teo's platform. It's not going to be on Sister Shonda's, on Sister Maria's, right? It's going to be a collective platform that's telling this. Nobody really deviates here. Nobody's been deviating here, but the messaging has been consistent. And because you have a consistent message, what that shows is when the message is consistent and you see what's happening in reality, when you see what's happening in the 24/7 sphere, right? The messaging is congruent to what's taking place, because what's taking place is aligning to what we've been saying, not the other way around. Remember, they've been aligning to, well, everything's going to get better, everything is going to go back to the way it is, and we've been aligning to, no, things are not going to get better, things are going to get worse, and we need to start looking at the place to where we actually belong. Because this place here, which is our perennial generation that our forefathers were sent to, is about to go down, because this prison's no longer for us. And matter of fact, the prison is being shaped for them, because this is why Mexico is building up that wall. This is why.
Exactly.
Brother,
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Let me get brother. Yeah, brother Rich. Let me get brother Brian. I'll go back to you, brother Rich.
Okay.
Brother Brian, shalom. Brother Brian, you're on mute. Shalom, brother Brian. I know this is too. I know this is too much. Get yourself together, brother Rich. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm pointing at myself, because I was preparing for this war, this media war. I got the cinema camera. I have recording studios. I have things like that. But I don't have people to really put this out on steroids of what we're talking about. We can reach them. I can live stream across the world. I can send things, multi-camera shoots. I've got drones to do. I don't have the energy and the people with the vision to really put this out on media, because the people, the reason why young people are reacting this way, they're getting it from all screens. God has given us a voice. The knowledge that increased that Daniel said will go around the world. I'm pointing at myself. I'm not hitting on all cylinders yet.
Well, no, but you got to remember, you can't think that way, that you're not hitting on all cylinders yet. You get what I'm telling you? Look, when I started off this platform over 3 years ago, my platform only had like 50 viewers. Now on this live stream, it's almost 400 viewers. Think about this. You have to understand.
I was one of your day ones.
Yeah, brother Rojo. You almost shut me shut down a few times. Matter of fact, I think you did get me shut down.
If it's going to be anyone, it would be Rojo, wouldn't it?
But let me go back to this. But you have to understand, it's a slow progression. We may think that the progression's too slow. Let me just explain this thing to you. We're in the land of our captivity. We're in the lands of our captivity. We're in the land of our captivity.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? That means if everybody ups and says, you want to know what? I think that we're the people and this and that at the very same time. Do you know that would be so calamitous?
Mm-hmm. You're not free to say what you need to say.
Exactly. Because you want to know what that does? That puts a mark on everybody. And that is wholesale slaughter time. Oh, you think you're the people? Let me get my gun.
May I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this kind of
you see, go ahead.
This kind of is an answer to Brother Rich's question that he asked like 30 minutes ago. And this is not meant to be a public service announcement for Q2A, but we have to remember there's two blessings coming. One blessing is leaving with great wealth with the Exodus. The other blessing is the blessing of the wealth of the wicked coming to the meek. And I've been preparing for over 10 years. The Most High is preparing me for when this influx of riches comes. It's not meant for me to use it for my glory and for me to be rich. It's meant for, yes, to take care of myself and my family. But we all know that when the SHIT hits the fan, it's the black and brown people that are going to be at the end of the line. So it's organizations like Q2A, people who have the resources and the finances. We need to be there to look out for each other because no one else is going to look out for us.
Hey, Brother Fast Nickel,
Shalom,
can I ask you a
family.
question?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question, Brother Fast Nickel?
Yes.
And I'm not putting you on the spot, so please don't take it that way. I just have a very direct and kind of abrasive way of approaching stuff. But let me ask you a question. I don't know what your last name is, actually,
Valdez.
but my last name starts with a J. So with that being said, let's say they start launching out stuff, and let's say your last name starts with A, and let's say you get $300 billion. Are you just going to say, you know what, let me make it up out of here? Or if you see another brother or sister who's saying, hey, just give me $500, I'll come with you. Are you going to just leave them and say, hey, you know, yours is coming down the pipe based on your last name? Or are you going to do what you can to make sure that they're set up nicely to go with you in that moment that you're ready to go right then and there?
What makes you think we'll be getting dollars?
So
okay, touche. You got me.
Did you not see what Taylor was saying the other day? Did you not see that? We're all going to get a digital token, you know, a temporary digital token tattoo on your.
I want
Karis, you know what? I cannot with you. I am done with you, Karis.
You know what?
Shalom,
Rojo? I was already plugged into the board, and I knew
mechanism of
exactly
money.
what you're going to say 10 seconds ago.
Shalom,
You said it.
Shalom, family.
Go ahead, Brother Mike. Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. Shalom.
Okay. I want to chime in before I go to my plantation. I was listening in and I heard Brother Richard make a statement about our young people. We're not reaching out to them, and it's no attack or nothing like that. But I have to somewhat disagree because I speak to young people on a daily basis, and believe me, they know way more than what we're giving them credit for.
Yes, they do.
They are totally aware of who we are. You know, it's the older people that's not on par, but the young people are totally aware, and the young people are not going to help this country in any type of dilemma. They're not doing that. At least the ones I speak to, and I speak to all demographics of life, as far as financial demographics with young people. So none of them are going. And I'm talking.
I agree exactly what you said. They're looking for direction. They know we're the people. I totally agree. They know you people. Okay, what do I do with that?
Let me finish this.
Yeah, go ahead, Brother Brian. I want to interject. Go ahead, Brother
okay, and you're asking what do I do? Well, actually, I let a lot of them speak, so therefore I can understand where their mindset is at. And a lot of the majority of them are telling me they want to go to Africa and they want to build in Africa, basically to get out of the United States. Some of them might not necessarily say Africa, but they want to get out to the United States. They know this place is doomed. And our media
Brian.
is showing
Thank you.
Our media is showing us that the gang banging and this one is popping this one's head off and so on and so forth. But it's far from beyond that. It's not as much of that going on as you think it is. And I talked to them. Actually, I'm on my way to go to work now, and I talked. I have two young gentlemen I'm ready to talk to at 11 o'clock this morning when I cut their hair. And so, Brian, like I said, I talk to them on a regular basis.
Brian, just to give a witness,
No, hold it a minute. He's addressing me. This is brother. That's my experience. I lost a lot of young people that got lost in the sauce. They got deleted in this mess. And what I'm saying to you is this: yes, they're looking for answers, but it's thick out here. I think that they need to know about us, the young people I'm talking to.
When you say about us, I don't mean to cut you off, but please clarify when you say about us. What are you talking about?
I mean, people who are setting up infrastructure in Africa. Your future is in Africa. That is exactly the message that I'm talking to these young people. Your future.
I think he wasn't talking about. Was you talking about the Gentiles fleeing? I don't think he was talking about us or our young people. I think he was talking about
black young people in
No, Mr. Brother Brian. No, Mr. Rich. Mr. Rich. Brother Rich. I think what Brian would, and I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Brian. I think our awakening comes in stages. Like, for instance, since we talk about young people, that Karis, Gentile, showed up in Baltimore, was seen in an alley with his pants down. There was a young Israelite seen, running like a bat out of hell out the alley while this guy's pants were down. And these young kids, all of them, most of them under 18, went and beat the brakes off of this Gentile who happened to be a CPS worker because they felt that he came to the ghetto to, and I say loosely, exploit, young brothers out there.
Brother Ojo, that's going off. What I'm talking to you is this.
No,
please. What I'm dealing with in young people here is literally PTSD. I'm talking about so much violence, so much carnage, so much losing your friends around you that we're talking about a hope. We're talking about the power of the Ruach HaKodesh healing them, and they're feeling them feeling, and these symptoms of it, worried about can't walk the street, fear, those sort of things that we need to, as men, to make their environment more healthy for them to grow. As far as that, they know this system is bunk because they're in it. They know that
let me explain this to you, because I think when we try to say that the environment, you're not going to grow in an environment that is there to destroy you. And when we try to say, well, we're going to do this and change it, you can't change this environment. No, this is why the Most High says that you have to flee when that time is coming. Now, here's the thing. Nobody in their right mind is going to stick around and then they see destruction all around them. They see there's one thing to see gunshots, to hear gunshots, to hear the whizzing and the bangs and the pops. It's one thing to hear an explosion. Trust me, it is. When you hear an explosion, your behind is running, and you're running away from it. It's a simple thing that we don't think about, because here's the thing. Nobody's really been in warfare like that. But when you're in warfare and them things go shoo, 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 whiz over your head and then boom, boom. Oh, your behind ain't looking at your little BB gun. You're trying to run. You're trying to go to a place of shelter and safety. We just haven't been there yet, and that's where it's coming to here.
Okay.
Because why? Because that's what the scripture says. Do you think that these nations don't know what's happening? They know what's happening. Do you understand what's going on in these nations? Think about this. You have a nation, which is the United States, that is actively manipulating its dollar from crashing. That active manipulation of the dollar is doing what? That's actually destroying other currencies, even currencies of folks that are in cooperation with the dollar. Because when you have your dollar that is steadily being devalued, that devaluation then starts to hurt other countries. Because why? Well, your dollar isn't as strong as it used to be. So stop saying that your dollar is worth, $1.50 when it's only worth 25 cents. How mad would you be as a nation? You know what I'm saying? How mad would you be as a nation if you said that, hey, your gas is worth $5, right? They tell you that your gas is worth $5, but they only want to give you $3 for the gas. Are you kidding?
Hey, bro, Karis,
That's what's happening right now.
I just got to get across to bro Richard. He's never been. Oh, go
If
ahead,
you're
bro,
not talking,
Karis.
can you all mute your mics if you're not talking? Because I'm getting the feedback. All right, thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Brother Roger.
I was just trying to say, get the point to get it across to bro Rich, and I'm not even coming off hard, but I assume that you haven't been just standing hanging out over a dice game, and your 40 ounce bottle explodes in your hand because there's someone shooting, if not at you, somebody that's in your group. My point is with saying that, and that's happened to me, by the way. My point in saying that is that
I've been under gunfire, brother. I've been under gunfire.
Okay. So you help him.
Taking rounds, yes, sir.
I understand, Brother Rich, and that's cool. I mean, I have nothing but love and respect for you. You're an Israelite. I'm not going to push against you, but I'm just saying, just by default, we all of us are, suffering from PTSD. We all suffer from mental illness of having to live in America. So, I mean, that's just.
You know what? From a scriptural standpoint, the scriptures clearly stated that in the time of the end, what our kids will be doing. It said it. Unthankful, disobedient. It's a list of things. And I know we said earlier, and somebody was stating that our kids are under attack. This generation. I'm like, all right, what about the generation of the parents that are living? So I think we're looking at something when Yah is telling us, hey, this is what's going to happen to my people, their kids, because those parents are dealing with day-to-day life, trying to take care of the family. And at the same time, missing out on what's going on with these kids. So now, is it just the kids that are under attack? No, it's the parents just as much. We can sit up here and talk about a child's parent until we blue in the face. And you may have raised your kids up to do this and to do that and all that. More power to you. But for the vast majority of them, we all go be up under that. We all was up under that curse of Deuteronomy 28. And then,
Hey, go ahead, Brother Brian. I know you.
No, I was saying after. I didn't want to cut Brother Mike off. I'm just saying after Brother Mike is finished.
All right. And so if you go back into the scriptures where Yah said, due to our forefathers' disobedience, he said, I'm going to counsel you until you are destroyed. Not necessarily saying you are dead, but your spiritual, your back, knowing where you from. I'm going to strip you down naked. That's what Yah said is going to happen to us. And it happened. Now he's waking us up. The kids nowadays, and this is just me now, outside of scripture. I'm so happy. I'm glad that they did not have the opportunity of coming up in a Christian church, because now their minds are open. Hey, no, I know. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yes, Michael. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Now you say, well, you know what? I don't believe in the Bible. I said, no, we don't deal with, organized religion. He's like, and there you go. You got an open door. Oh, no, I'm not part of organized religion. So there are going to be some things that's going to happen to our kids. Period. It's going to happen to our kids, or has happened to our kids. And we, as the adults, We do our best to help our kids, but I've seen these kids learn more without you saying a word to them.
Yep.
They learn more. They look at your action. I mean, you can sit up here and you can act like you the most holiest thing in the world.
That's true.
These kids can look at you and call you, oh no, you flaky, you on some dumb stuff. They go,
Mike,
no.
can I ask you a question?
You gotta live
And then I'm gonna let you finish. Don't these kids have more testicular fortitude than a lot of our forefathers did, especially from the civil rights generation? And I'm gonna let you finish, man.
I think that truthfully, I think these kids are scared. And it's the parents who has that desire. They not playing with this. They are looking to their parents because Yah is a Elohim of order. He's putting things where it belongs. You have more of us speaking about this than you do of young. The young will complain and then they will march. But when it gets down to the nitty gritty, they looking back. I don't care if they have not had a good relationship with their mother or father. They still go look back at it because that's the way Yah is going to put things in order.
And I respect your answer.
You know,
Brother Mike,
I think.
Let me get Brother Brian in real quick. Brother Brian. Brother Brian, go ahead. I'll go to you,
yes,
Brother.
what I want to say, Mike had took a lot of things of what I was gonna interject. But the young kids, from what I noticed and the ones that I speak to on a regular, these young kids, it's not all about gangbanging. They're not really all into that. Like I stated earlier, the media is portraying. Yeah, they show us the smash and grabs and all of that stuff. Okay. But what's got them deterred is religion, because they have noticed that we have been lied to through religion. So they don't know exactly which way to go. So when I speak to them, I talk to them about, the Most High, but have you read your history book? Mr. Brian, what are you talking about? So I break down the Bible to them and tell them, don't you know, this is your history book. And, we go into a conversation.
Hey, Mr. Brian,
I deviate to a conversation like that. And
Mr. Brian, I just want to interject.
Wait a second.
Okay.
And then also I lost my chain of thought. I'm sorry about that. Wow.
You said they go into your history book, and
I explained to them about the Bible is their history book, and we start discussing our ancestors, and these young kids know way more than what we give them credit of knowing. They are very, very, and when I tell you intelligent, they're intelligent. Don't you know a lot of my young clients come to me not just to get a haircut, but just to come up and talk to me. Mr. Brian, look, I bought me a new car. What you think about it? Hey, Mr. Brian, somebody tried to do this to me. Mr. Brian, this happened with this girl. Pray for me. I mean, this is the type of respect, because I let them speak. I let them talk to me. I'm not forcing myself on them and telling them. And that's why I think, and it's no pat on. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. That's not why I'm going with it. But what I'm saying is, I think forcing their religious practices on these young kids, and these young kids is not hearing that.
No, Mr. Brian.
Let me.
No. I gotta rebuke him real quick. I'm not rebuking you, Mr. Brian.
I'm working with young people in the community right now, Rojo. I'm talking to brother. I'm trying to this is what we do.
Okay, I understand that, Rich, and I'm gonna let you talk real.
No, I want to give the brother.
Rich, I gotta rebuke something he said.
Why are you trying to rebuke him? Why are we all
I'm not rebuking him. I'm rebuking something he said. Listen, I gotta rebuke something he said.
Let's do things in order. I think Rojo was trying to say something. I ain't sticking up for you, Rojo, but Rojo, what's right is right. Rojo was trying to say something. He waited and
then we'll go to Brother Richard. What's the rebuke? Because I didn't hear anything that was rebukable. But let's listen, and then we'll go to Brother Richard.
No, Brian. I'm not rebuking you personally, brother, because I don't know you like that. I'm just rebuking a statement you made about us being mostly doing the snatch and grabs and everything. That is a false statement. It's mostly the Gentiles doing it. It's just
No,
that.
no, Rojo. Let me clarify.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
stating
brother.
what the
Okay.
media shows snatch and grabs. I didn't say we are basically doing them. I'm basically, and if I said that, I want to clarify. I'm stating
You
on what
didn't.
the
You
media
didn't say that.
shows. Yeah,
You didn't
the
say that.
media
You
does
did say
not.
the media.
Yeah. I'm not stating we do that, because if we want to if we want to get into the discussion of snatching and of looting, then where's our diamonds at? Where's our gold at? Where is our animals and our land that was looted?
Exactly.
And then you looted our people. So if we're
Can
gonna
we
get
go?
into
Let's
that,
snatch and grab in the British
There you
Museum.
go,
Can we
Brian.
go?
See,
they
that's
can't
what I'm talking about
call
right there. That's what I'm talking
they
about,
can't
Brian,
call
right
nobody
there.
looters. They
Brother
can't say
Rojo.
that we are looters because they
Brother
was the
Brian.
first looter.
Brother
How
Brian.
can you say you are a founder of a land where somebody is already there? See, I don't even want to get started because I
You
can go
looted.
find somebody's
No,
house, and if I go
no,
find somebody's house today, then I'm going to jail.
I'm on. Brother Brian.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Bro-
The same concept. But
Brian,
anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get
you
off on that tangent.
you are my
Brother
new
Brian.
best friend, Brian.
Brother Brian.
Brian,
Brother Brian.
I love you with the love of the Most High, with the love of the Messiah,
Rojo.
Brian.
Let's get to
Why
Brother
you do
Richard.
that
Brother
stuff?
Richard, go ahead.
Rojo. What Brother Brian is talking about, exactly what I'm talking about. You live your life before people. They look at your testimony. You're not bringing religion, you're bringing your life. You're relating to people, and you get together with other people doing life things, and then you show them a whole community. It's not just Brother Brian. Oh, he a cool dude. I can talk to him. I'll bring the thing. I have that relationship with young people, but I want to have a relationship with Brother Brian. So they say it's not just Brother Brian. It's not just Brother Rick. It's a whole community of us. And with that, we make a community. See, we've had hard times before, but we had stronger community, and we allowed these things to break up community.
Can't it be argued that this is a community right here? This is a community. The question is, just like the same tactics that they've used against us all throughout history. They want to do what? They want to limit our community. We are a community. This is you understand that this is the very first time. This is the very first time in over 100 years that we've been allowed to have a mass communication in this particular manner, in this particular format. And I'm going to tell you outside of traditional infrastructure, because why? Traditional infrastructure, as you all had alluded to, which is a religious infrastructure, that infrastructure is a guided narrative of, let's just say it, of Eurocentric Christianity.
Yeah.
And that Eurocentric Christianity has been really the focal point of the lies, and those lies create the doubt. Well, why do I even need to read my Bible? Why do I even need to read the word? Because it's a lie, because it's an interpretation. No, the word is the truth. It's just that the man's interpretation has been a lie, because that's the subjugation tool that's been utilized to enrich themselves. Zechariah 11:5. So when we understand how this goes and we give to them that knowledge and that understanding, we don't have to look. We think that we have to do a lot. We don't have to do a lot. The problem is, to be honest, we try to do too much, and then we try to do more than what the Most High is allowing us to do.
Karis, can you please repeat that?
Karis, was I offensive to Brian? Because if I was, I apologize. But
Rojo, just chill. Rojo,
chill.
just
Yeah.
chill.
Hey, Brother Karis, I just want you to repeat that statement one more time. That was deep.
That was deep.
Okay. We're trying to do more than what the Most High has allowed us to do, because it's not a flesh battle. This is a spiritual battle. So what do? You take your testimony and you speak your testimony, and then you go. Because why? Because you don't know what that seed that you've done has dropped. To do what? To cause something to be reaped 100, 1,000, 10,000 fold. You don't know. But when you try to look at the seed in the ground and you're just staring at the ground and you're trying to see a leaf pop on up, that's not your job. Your job is to plant the seed and go. Now these seeds have been planted, and guess what? The harvest is here. Because why? Because there's always a pressure that's applied before things grow. This is a pressure that's being applied to what? The whole world. Because why? Because now folks are going to have to figure out, well, what's going on there? Why is this thing going on? What's happening? What does that mean for us? Hey, that means that some people are going to get found out on over there, because if they're supposed to be quote unquote God's people, like what they like to say, and then they get the brakes beat off of their behinds, well, we done told you that they're not the people, and we told you we're the people, and you know what? Keep doing what you're going to be doing, because that's the definition of insanity, but you want to lie to us, so you are victims of your own lies. So we're just going to, exit stage left. Oh, and you can't do anything about it, because now you done got the brakes beat off y'all so bad that, now everybody's coming on in here.
Hey, Brother Karras, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you and Brother Rich. I mean, not Brother Rich, but Brother Michael, because Brother Rich is on top of me, throwing haymakers. Y'all are pulling them off of me. I mean, this is good. I mean, I like this, and I have no issue with you, Brother Rich. I love you all the same, Israelite brother, because
Much
guess
love
what?
for you, my brother.
If I need to be
discussion here.
if I need to be smacked in the back of the head, I need to be smacked in the back of the head, and I take that with a smile.
I'll join. If there's some smacking to go around, I'll join.
And Brother Brian, if I came off,
Roger, I'm always happy to lend a hand, eh?
You know what? You know what, Sister Chantel? If I get hit 10 times and I think it's Brother Rich, I know you done smacked me 9 times, and Brother Rich only smacked me 10 times, and that's only because your hand was faster than So I would take that. I got my Tylenol in one hand, and I just I grip my teeth and get ready for the next smack.
Brother Brian, I'm encouraged by the work you're doing. That what you're talking about. That was my adult life, and just to see a young brother like you doing that thing, that's got to be.
I'm not that young. I'm 5 years over the Jubilee, so I'm not that young. But
Brother Brian,
I don't take no praise, no honor, no glory, no nothing. That's all the Most High. It's all the Most High, and I really enjoy working with the young people. But like I stated also, and I'm gonna say this before I have to get off the air real quick. Also, our young people, they're not necessarily looking a lot at our older generation. Your Jessies, your Als, your president who painted the White House in the rainbow.
No, they're not doing that.
Oh, they're gone.
They're not looking at looking at these cats. I tell you what, go on YouTube and type in stuff like who we are, and find one young group out there that has videos, and then you're going to start finding a ton up under that algorithm. A lot of young people out there talking about what we're talking about, but just a group of young people.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I like to say, we're kind of a mid-tier market,
yeah,
which is fine, because again, it is our children that are listening. My children listen, and their friends understand.
Yes.
Their friends talk to each other, and it's like, well, then you tell me if I'm lying. You get what I'm telling you? It's like back in the day when you just having that conversation. All right, prove it. Prove that I'm lying. And then they can't they can't disprove what you're saying. Oh, okay. All right. Well, what about the other folks? What about them, man? They stole everything from us. That's now the conversation. Well, if they stole stuff from you, well, how are we going to get it back? Look, it's the Most High that's going to get it back for us. And this is how he's doing it. He's using other nations. oh, for real? I don't know if that's going to be happening. Just watch. And then when you see this thing happening, then it's like, oh, snap. We were just talking about that
There
the
it
other
is.
day.
Yeah,
Because
I had
why?
to check.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I had to check my daughter and my granddaughter because some things that we were discussing in the Bible about history. They went they went back to their school and was telling their teacher, "No, you're totally wrong. This is not how it went down." And I was like, "Y'all can't say anything to them about that. Some things that I tell you guys that we got to keep between us. You can't go out into the public sector, public schools, and go out and tell them, no, your history books is wrong in class. You just don't do that."
You know, one thing I do or Brian do, I don't too much say the Bible when I'm talking to us. I say our history book. And when you say history book with these kids, or even with grown people, what do you mean history book? I said that book is all about your family. Now it takes on a whole different meaning. Now inside your head, now you start and read the Bible and you start seeing, oh, this sounds just like black people, you know,
That's
and
right.
things of that nature. You start visualizing people that look like you in the Bible. So that's that's like Brother Brian, I said the same thing, your history book. Although it may have been tampered with here and there, but Yah gives you the spirit of understanding. And one thing that we are all up under attack, yes, these kids, and the devil is attacking these kids to get to who? It's to get to you. That's who he's trying to get. He's trying to break your spirit. I want to get in here. The world want to get in and say, hey, I want to teach your kids. Oh, no, you don't have a gender. You free as a bird. Do what you will. That's what this world has pushed out upon our kids first and foremost. That's what they're doing. And there's some videos out there where you got these people saying, we're coming after your kids. Go to Africa. These NGOs pop up over there like it's a flower. They'll pop up. Oh, it's okay for you to feel a different way, and so on. So
they don't hear you though. They don't hear you though.
Well, I mean, I can't say they don't hear me, Brojo. I can't say that because kids or young people, you can talk to them all day long. It's your actions. That's how you speak to them, and you keep it moving. Carrie just said it. If Yah have used you as a planter and not the fertilizer, you plant, you move on. Let the fertilizer do his business. He has a gift in fertilizing that soil. Yah gave that gift to him. He gave you the gift to plant the seed. You know how deep it go, how much dirt need to be on top of that seed, how much sunlight need to be. You got that gift of doing that. Keep it moving. Because we all working towards the same goal.
But have you noticed, Brother Michael, with me, I may interject a lot, even when people are talking, but I know my role. My role is to keep people informed, bring forth information that people may not have. I don't try to go on a monologue about nothing because I want to be a master student before I call myself a teacher or even aspiring to be one.
No, brother, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a teacher.
No, not you, brother. No, and actually, you. Well, I'm not gonna put that label on you because I don't want to put a target on your back. But we know internally, who we, look to for guidance or whatever. So that's something that we should, discuss.
It's the thing about it is it's happening a whole lot more. It's happening a whole lot more with the turn of events where they're at now as we speak. That's where we at right now. Now, what tomorrow bring? Or you know what? Let me take that back. Can't say tomorrow. What today?
Today. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Too late. Shoot.
You know what I'm saying?
What's gonna happen the next hour? I'm afraid to get off in 2 hours because it's gonna be like we have to jump right back on.
Exactly.
Michael, you need to make your predictions. We need to have one of those because every time you say, you know, what's going to happen in the next few weeks and the next few weeks, something pops
Did you
off.
not hear Mike last week? He said there's something in his spirit that
Yeah.
tells you something's about to go down. He literally
I know.
said it. And no. Mike and I have these conversations, you know, every day. And he's like, Karis, he's like, something's gonna get ready to go down. Something's getting ready to happen. He literally said this on Thursday and on Friday. And it wasn't even Friday night that this stuff happened. So I'm gonna tell you this. Look, do you not think that the Most High is moving? Of course he is. When we be a fool to not pay attention to this. You don't think that this is gonna look. I said this to Mike. I said, Mike, you know, I'll have to take a look because to me, this may just be another flare up, you know, and then they want some money or something. Nah. Afterwards, they said, no, we are not backing down. You get what I'm telling you? And then it was, you know, Yakoba, he had addressed it. He said, you know, if there's other nations that's involved, he said, then yeah, something's popping off. And then you get Iran.
Hey, Karis.
And it is like, all right, something big is going on.
Karis, stop it, because you're gonna make me interrupt again. If the chat's getting annoyed with me interrupted. See, you bringing up these points, and everything you're saying, you're batting 1,000. You're batting 1,000 every single time, and it's just burning inside of me just to say something. But I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead.
No, I mean this. Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Mike.
I mean you're looking at things, and I kid you not, with things happen on a military background. I'm on the phone with Karis. All right, Karis, tell me what you're thinking, man. Because I mean, because I don't want to go up on my own line of thinking. He give me, all right, I can see that happening and things. It just shows you how Yah has different brothers and sisters in position. And that brother can give his analysis and things of that, and it goes in that direction. Because when Karis said something about Egypt, what do Egypt got to do with this? These people are attacking Israel.
Brother Mike, really? Are you gonna after Abdal Nassar? You gonna ask that question?
Really? Let me tell you something. I'm not a political type like analyst person. I mean, I got you. When Karis started talking about military and politics, I sit back and I listen, and then I look at what's going on in the news, and all right, Karis is on point on that. I mean, all right, fine, boom, 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 and we move on.
Michael,
I don't question.
Michael, grab a pen and take down my number. 214-874-5973.
Bro, don't put your number out there like that. You gotta get a new number. You better get a new
I'm sorry.
You know how many trolls up in this chat? Oh, you done messed up now. Boy, you done messed up now. Hey, I heard you. on Covering the Whiteness channel.
I'm sorry.
You done messed up, boy.
I'm sorry.
Usually we go after Brother Karis. He's a hard nut to crack. You got some new fresh fish. We're going after you, boy. Well, let's put this on out there. Let me get Lady J loving kindness. Shalom, Lady J. You're on mute, Lady J, if you're talking.
You still laughing, Roger?
Yeah, they said Yeah, Roger's getting called right now.
Karen's cute.
Let me give you my number for the whole wide world. And the whole world about to call Rojo now. Up, down, up, down. And the whole world. Hear the blues down, up.
Karen's rebuke of me was it's epic.
Put that thing on out there. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. Let me shut up.
Lady J, love and kindness. Lady J, love and kindness. Come on, if you're on there, Lady J. Whenever you get your mic fixed. Oh, there you go. There you go. Come on, but we can't hear you. Go ahead, talk.
Sorry. I'm just ecstatic over all the laughing because you know what? It's good that in these times, as God's children, that we can all just sit back, relax, and laugh. But I came on to specifically ask Lady Chantel if I can get in touch with you.
Put that in the back of the chat. Put that in the private chat. Yes. Don't be putting things on out here for Rojo, unless Rojo wants to be answering his phone for like the next 5 days. Man, who this? Who this?
No. But you know, but I did want to say, sorry, but I did want to say there was something else that I came across at the beginning of the week, and that was an interview, an interview of the Saudi Arabian king.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I can listen and understand what's taking place, but for me to reverberate what was being said, but I just think he is someone to watch on this platform of a theater. So yeah, if you can track down that interview, it's very interesting, and even his relationship that he has with the president.
Okay.
But I think that is someone to watch, to keep an eye on.
Interesting. Yeah.
Who was that? I'm sorry, I kind of missed. I got kicked out.
The king of Saudi Arabia. He did a first time interview last week.
Okay.
With a US reporter. It was on this pastor's channel, because he believes that this Saudi Arabian king could possibly be the whore of Babylon that rides the beast.
Okay.
And the interview in itself was just really telling. But you need to watch it to see like his mannerisms and just the things that he says.
Let me ask you something, sister.
The US president. Yes.
Let me ask you something on the interview. Was he was it 2 Gentiles interviewing him?
No, it was one.
It was one. Wait a minute, was it one on there? But then they was talking about, was they asking him a question about what was the gist of the conversation? I'm trying to figure out, we talking about the same. I mean, am I looking at the same one that you seen?
Well, basically, they was asking him about the changes in Saudi Arabia, as far as the people go, as far as the positions of women, and even about weapons, and they just covered a lot. But it's just his position on things that I think everyone should take note on, because I'm even going to have to go back and listen to it again.
Hey, Shalakia, Miss Lady, are you a Gentile or Israelite?
Oh,
She's an
no.
Israelite.
I'm I'm an Israelite with my woolly hair. That's a
Just,
myth
No,
right
so,
now that I
so
can't even
just
pull a
because
comb
you
Lady
through
have
it.
Lady J, I'm so sorry. You have to have. Look, Rojo is not accustomed to the finer things in life. He's not accustomed to Israelites speaking in a proper tongue. That's all.
no,
So
it's
I
especially.
know we do
do
have to
excuse
speak
him.
the Queen's English while we're here in this country, unfortunately, just so we can get a hold of
Unfortunately,
some of the privileges
Hey,
when
can I ask you?
when
speaking
in
to
Rome,
them
one
over
has
the
to speak in
phone.
Rome.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Lady J? Can I ask you a question,
Yes.
Miss Lady? Isn't it true that Saudi Arabia is now trying to get an alliance with BRICS?
hmm
I believe so, and this is why I have to go back
Oh
and
yeah.
listen to the interview. I believe so.
I wouldn't say that they're the whore, but they're definitely the beast. They're definitely a beast kingdom. Because remember,
Yeah.
it's listen, it's the whore nations, right? The Babylon nations that's riding the beast. Now, is Saudi Arabia taking advantage of being, I would say ridden on? Yeah, absolutely. But they're trying to get off of, they're trying to get the whore off of her because they know that the whore is going to ride her right into the cliff. That's
Hmm.
what's
Oh,
going on with that. Now you
okay.
have MBS. That's Mohammed bin Salman. Mohammed bin Salman is the crown prince. He's the crown prince, and he's been trying to provide direction because, to be honest, you know he's in a region and he's in a factor to where you can't. It's not like how it was a couple years ago, right? So how do you position yourself? Do you position yourself with the United States, or do you position yourself, with another global alignment? And to be quite honest, they're looking at another global alignment. That's why they have been accepted into the BRICS.
Karis,
So
if you, as any nation, if you're trying to figure out where to go, all you have to do is look at the leadership. That's all you have to do. You look at Biden, and when he's falling
yeah,
up them stairs, that's all you needed to know.
yeah, exactly. And nobody has trust in the U.S. anymore, so they're
He
trying to
can't
run.
even
You know
adhere
what I'm
to the
saying?
laws of gravity.
Yes. When your whole staff is there to ensure that you don't fall, that's a problem. But
Mm,
you want to know what that is? That's a prophetic thing, right? Because
hmm
these folks are prophetically tripping, and they're tripping on their own selves.
Hey,
Bars, man.
do you think that Saudi Arabia in the Trump era will fall under First Thessalonians 5:3? I mean, just Saudi Arabia, Israel, and all of that whole faction over there.
Well, let's read First Thessalonians 5:3. Let's see this. Let me bring up the word.
Well, I can read it if you want me to, or or if you want to read it, you go ahead.
Let me get this word on out. First Thessalonians 5:3. Yep. Sorry, family. Bear with me. All right, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for you or for yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahuwah so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So that let me
Weren't
kind
they
of
saying peace and safety a few years ago? We
yeah.
want peace and
No,
security.
and that's why I'm going with that. I mean,
So what is also that? What is also that prefaces? That prefaces Jeremiah, correct? That's also
Jeremiah.
that's actually the precept is Jeremiah on that scripture for First Thessalonians 5:3.
Okay, can you bring that out, bro? And I'm gonna look it up while you read it.
Okay, let me make sure I see. Let me make sure I bring that on out.
Sister Chantel, you've been on one all day, sis. You've been sharp like a laser razor. I applaud you, Sister Chantel. Much peace and love to you.
Oh well, thank you, Rojo. It's Thank you.
And you too, Rich. If you're out there, I mean, you know, like I said, ain't no shade with you, bro. I mean, I applaud what you do. You know, you're on the ground. You got boots on the ground out there. I love you. I love you for that. I admire you for that, bro. So, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of what they call uh shit. Oh shoot. I lose the word now. Banter, because you know, I mean, with each hit we absorb, we become more stronger. So, like I say, brother Rich, I mean, ain't no shade or no beef with you.
You know, the Most High, He blesses each one of us with a piece of the puzzle. And it's just, you know, when you see something, it's like, I want to share it with the family because it's like, I get really excited like a, you know, like a puppy, like, oh, I've got to share this. I want to share this, you know? So, no, it's for real, you know? But actually, I wanted to say something. Yeah, this is for you, Michael, brother Michael, because like, I wanted to say this, like, you are the most patient brother I have ever met. Like sometimes, yeah, we be talking, like we'll cut into Michael, yeah, and he'll simmer down and he'll wait. I don't have that kind of level of patience. So I want to commend you.
Chantel, let me tell you what Michael's doing with that. Every time we cut him off, he got that long cattail and he's braiding it. And every time we cut him off, he's braiding it tighter and tighter. And he's putting.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Listen, I'm complimenting the brother. Just stop.
I'm gonna tell you this. Working with Karis when this thing first, when Q2A got started, and I mean, it's somehow y'all would tell you, you know, take that back seat. Which I mean, I don't have a problem with it, you know. And I took that back seat. Karis wanted that back seat. I felt that was my position as that back seat, and I felt that Karis had been the brother in the forefront. And I said, well, all right, I'm gonna watch these brothers, watch their backs and everything. And that's how I took it. You know, I want to say, I mean, you say I'm patient, huh? But I try to stand back and look at things, and I think I've been that way for a while, and especially on the west side of Chicago. You step into a restaurant and everything, you start to look to your left, look to your right, and all that stuff, because you know we were so used to so much violence, and so when things pop off, you got your exit plan. You know what you need to do to protect yourself. So I'm just that type of person. I look around all the time. And I used to box for I boxed for some years. And I used to study my opponent. And I used to look at their shoulders. And when I look at their shoulders, I can tell you when they're about to swing. And when they're about to swing, I done swung already. And
hey,
so,
Brother Mike, I just got to say this. And since you're up there, I got to say this. You know, and I know, and I'm not even in Chicago, that ain't no brothers doing all that shooting up there, especially if they ain't getting no suspects.
No. Because see, I'm gonna tell you what's happening. When these brothers and sisters give their eyewitness to the police, they always tell them they had long sleeves on and face masks.
Hey, listen. I want to let me say something. I've been saying this for a while now. Yeah. Listen. Do you remember a few years back? The Most High. Listen. I love the Most High, you know, because He will show you what's going to happen. He'll give you a micro before the macro hits. And a few years back, do you remember that incident where some Gentile robbed a bank? And he had on somebody's face. He had on a face mask, a black face mask.
Yes,
with
ma'am.
the hand sleeves and everything. Yeah,
Yep.
And it was so It was so exact, yeah. It was so telling that even the brother's mother, the brother that got arrested, even his mother thought it was him until the man, the Gentile who did it, his girlfriend said, "No, it was my boyfriend that did this." If she didn't come up, you know.
Yeah, with
It's
the
Sister
fake.
Chantel. Let me tell you where he was from. He was from the U. Anyway, go ahead.
He was from
I
the
just had
what?
to put the U. Brother
It ends
Karras
with
know
the
what I'm
E.
talking about.
It ends with the E. Let me go back to this because I want to give you a little bit of the cross reference I was talking about. This is Jeremiah 50 and 11, and there's other scriptures there in the Old Testament that references, especially when it comes to particularly to Babylon in this era. This is this era, okay, this time that we're in. All right, Jeremiah 50 and 11. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Destroyers of my heritage, right? We got destroyed from what? Our inheritance, our understanding of who we were, right? They were able to mind wipe us. Because ye are grown fat as the grass, or excuse me, as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert, because of the wrath of Yahuwah. It shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. So
Paris,
now
I wanted to just say this. That's exactly what I was saying when I said the spiritual side of things, how they will kill you, destroy you spiritually. That's what I was referring to. They mess with our minds. That's what I was referring to when I went back and I read that verse. That's what I was referring to. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to add that.
And I'm sorry for questioning you, Karras, on that Jeremiah scripture. Thank you for bringing that out. I am now humble. Thank you, brother.
Brother Karras, there's a psyops been done on our people. It's calculated, even with the music and everything like that. There's a
Not Rojo. Hey, Rick, you sound like you far off, bro.
Yeah, you
I
need to
had
get
to
close
go.
to your mic.
I had to hold it. I had to go through myself. These contractors knocked out the power, and I had to go through my cell phone Wi-Fi while the things reboot.
No, you sounding low from the get-go, bro.
Okay, all right. Well, what's happening now? This psyops has been run on us. It's been running our music. I know one of the major rappers. I didn't think I knew about him. This Lil Durk, and they're about on this old block. Well, it turns out that Lil Durk, Big Durk, is the brother of one of the young men I had in ministry, and he was telling me about this. These companies, they're running these. They're doing a mind job on our young people. Yeah, but there are some nefarious elements that are shooters that fomenting this stuff beyond this. Definitely. They're definitely out there. But they've got people on a lot of our young people. They're not going out to shoot. They feel I have to defend myself because they got some shooters out there. First of all, how all these weapons got here. Their rail cars were pulling up in a rail yard, and somebody lets people know it's weapons on, and you just go get that. They're putting these weapons out in there. You can't afford these weapons that these young people have.
Exactly.
They're putting it out here. They're definitely putting it
You
out.
know, but let me pose something to you, Rick, on that. See, and then Karras kind of hit me to the game on this. Majority, I mean, we always are at the forefront. If you are always at the forefront of everything, shooting, violence, sickness, people go believe you all are just messed up, and we even believe that. We was believing that because this is what the media fed us, and it's just like people say, "Well, man, you can't deal with the niggas. You got to deal with, you deal with some other people. I don't like dealing with these." That's what the media fed us, that we could not be trusted. They fed that dumb stuff to us. Now here we are fighting to be trusting one another. Here we are taking what Yah said is rotten to the bone, jealousy. Yah has put that jealousy that will rotten your bones in us because the nations have a gift of everlasting life by means of Judah. So now we are jealous over that. Here the world is saying that, hey, Israel doesn't matter no more. Salvation is for everybody on the earth, and we fighting. We are literally we have a deep-seated jealousy that Yah has put in us in order for us to return to Him. That's in Romans. He had put a seed of jealousy in us because He wants us to come back to Him, His people. So when I say that this here, what they keep saying about Chicago, I don't see black people doing this. Now, when I see what they go do it, trust and believe, it will not be something that gonna be real smart. It's gonna be some. Not saying our people are dumb, but it's everything. They do things out of emotions, and if things are done out of emotions, there's no order to it. Now, when you want to order something, you plan like the Gentiles do. They plan, all right, now look here, we're going to do this here. But make like these people are the ones that came over and did it. That's how they organize their crime. And they be walking around as if they haven't done nothing of the sort. That's what organized.
Can I interject after Michael, please? Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry. I just want to interject after you get
No, but but that's how they organize. But they make us feel like, feel like, I'm gonna give you a good example, then I'm gonna shut up. You can take a curvy black woman dressed the same as a Gentile. They will look at that black woman and they will view her as a prostitute. That's what they would do. And they would emphasize it on the television because they know for a fact, like Truth Unedited, that brother, he laid it down when he came to the television. He laid it down.
Thank you, Brother Michael, for that, because I was just going to say that. You hit the point.
He laid it down. And that's how they fed the masses of people, especially Israel, how to hate yourself, how to hate your neighbor, how to be at your to split up a black family. They put that stuff out there, and it did affect us, and Yah allowed it to happen. He allowed that to happen to Israel because He told the devil, "What you going to do to my people? You don't have the foggiest idea of how I'm going to lift them up." Go ahead, Brother Brian.
Let me go ahead. I'm going to get Sister LaShonda Brooks in, but before I do, I'm going to go in here into Jeremiah 32. I'm going to start at verse 36. And now, therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel, concerning this city, whereof you say it shall. So again, city in Scripture, that is a people or a nation group. It shall be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword and by the famine and by the pestilence. This is what has happened. This is Jeremiah 32 and 37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries. That's us. Whither I have driven them in mine anger and in my fury and in great wrath, and I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim, and I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. Yea, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land assuredly with my whole heart and with my whole soul. For thus said Yahuwah, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them.
Hallelujah.
And fields shall be bought in this land, whereof you say it is desolate without man or beast. It is given into the hands of the Chaldeans. Men shall buy fields for money, and subscribe evidences, and seal them, and take witnesses in the land of Benjamin, and in the places about Jerusalem, and in the cities of Judah, and in the cities of the mountains, and in the cities of the valleys, and in the cities of the south. For I will cause their captivity to return, saith Yahuwah.
Okay, Karis, I'm glad you brought that up, brother. Because
go ahead.
now,
Yeah, brother
now-
Roger, let me go to Sister LaShonda, and now
Okay.
I'll go to you.
okay.
Shalom, everyone. Shalom. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, we can, sister.
Hallelujah.
I can hear you loud
Look,
and clear.
praise Yah. Praise Yah. I just wanted to, Mike and Brother Richard, they always speak to my heart when they talk about Chicago. And I wanted to bring this up to, make people just think. It's not our children who are, I would say this. It's the police, the FBI, and all these other, alphabet people. It's they put it in our kids' hearts or minds to do these wrongs and put those weapons in their hands to do each other wrong, to do wrong to one another. They go on there, and this is something that has been in the back of my head for a long time. That they infiltrate their Facebook pages, they start rumors and start fights and wars among them, pretending like it's that person that's going against someone from the south side to the west side. They always have these territorial fights and fight wars and battles with one another. I really believe it's not our kids doing it. I think they're infiltrating their Facebook pages, their Instagram pages, and really starting this stuff between our kids.
Yes, Queen,
you
they
understand
are.
what I'm
This is the
saying?
same
Yes.
thing that they're doing
Yep.
over here as well. It is the
Yes.
same thing they're doing over here.
I've been thinking about this for a long time, for at least about 2 or 3 years. I'm like, no, these kids they're not going against each other like this. It's the other people that are, starting this stuff and then putting the weapons in our kids' hands, because our kids ain't got no money to go and buy a doggone gun.
Exactly.
Thank
Do you
you.
know what?
Thank
It's
you.
it's
Thank
exactly
you.
what
Thank you, Queen.
Ibrahim Traore said. He said, "Who's feeding these terrorists? Who's giving them weapons? We don't have no weapon depot in this land. We don't
That's right.
have manufacturing where we can build these weapons. Who's arming them?" And so the
Yeah,
only people that's arming them is America, France, and all the rest of these European nations.
exactly. Because guess what? It has
Macro
been
and
said.
micro.
It has been said that those kids, they were sending the guns through, I think through the train stations, or how they have the CNN, the rail yards, and in the alleys
The
and
rail
stuff like
cars.
that,
LaShonda
dumping
Rooks,
that
we love
stuff
you,
in our
sis. I was
that
just gonna
stuff
say.
in our neighborhoods. Go ahead, hon.
No, I was just gonna say we love you, sis. And I was gonna say for all of the naysayers in the chat that saying I talk too much, I gotta tell you this: I give good information that you all need to really feed off of and react to. Because as we speak right now, as I interrupt, they are right now blaming us right now for not speaking out against the PAL and not speaking up for the reals. They're blaming us for all of this. So for for all y'all that want to say Rojo, shut the
They're
STFU.
blaming us.
Well, yeah, they're blaming us right now. Right now, it's our fault. It's our fault that this is going on. It's our fault. The most financially and economically deprived people on the face of the earth, the most vulnerable people, people on the face of the earth. It's our fault. It's our fault. And
But
everybody's
Rojo,
saying,
Rojo,
everybody
Yeah, but
saying,
they're
Rojo.
telling you, but it is our fault because we've been
yeah.
calling out to the Most High.
No,
And
I'm just
because,
saying. Everybody
but
says,
I know, I'm just,
Rojo, quit interrupting. Rojo, shut up. Rojo, let these people speak. I'm trying to give people information that they can survive on, and they don't want to hear it. So if y'all don't want to hear it, guess what? I'll shut up. I'll
no,
keep
but
my mouth
what
shut.
I'm telling, no,
No,
who's
Rojo,
saying
you
that? Who's saying that, Roger?
yeah, don't take that personal, man.
Right,
Roger,
right. And
speak,
it
man,
could
speak,
be
speak.
it could be that people are just actually, they're gleaning and getting the right information from you. We appreciate that. We really do. I thank you for being, or educating yourself and then turning around and giving us the information that we need. Yes, that's very important. Like someone said earlier, we all play a part in this. The people that are in the chat that comes on these shows, these people really do have a heart for their own, which is, hey, Israel. We're about us. And that's what we need. That's what we want. That's what we desire. We desire truth. And truth will set you free.
That's for Sister LaShonda. Brother
Sir.
Michael brought up a point when he's talking about they're not doing things rationally, they're doing things in their emotions.
Exactly. I agree 100%.
That's what that is. The Bible talks
But they triggering, they're triggering. Yes, they're triggering. These people on the outside are triggering our kids because they know that we are an emotional people, and they mistake our emotions for anger, and that's not where we are. We are very passionate about what we know, what we want, and what we desire, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Sister LaShonda, there is something wrong with that in this case, and let me expound on this. They bringing up these young brothers to be emotional. There's a rational process that
you're right
go through. That when they broke up their families and break them away from this masculine energy, they're going out of there. So a lot of these gangbangers that are doing it's not they all of it. They're acting like mean girls. They're doing tit for tat.
Absolutely, you're right. But how are they doing it? How are they doing it? Like I explained before, they're doing it through they're infiltrating their Facebook pages. They're infiltrating their neighborhoods. They're coming in there and they this is how they're triggering those emotions. And then I'm gonna tell you again, I've said this before. These women out here, get it together because you are taking your sons away from their fathers. These are the men that and then let me tell you another thing. A lot of these men want to be in their children's hearts and in their children's lives. Let's say that. See, hey, I know what the real deal pickle is about this stuff here. This is nothing but nonsense. And women, we're going to pay for it. Everybody's going to pay for taking their sons out of their father's lives and putting their own emotions on these little boys, making them women.
Yes.
Putting heels on, high heels. Stop it. Stop it. Because you want to pay
posting
for
it all over Facebook and TikTok.
You're going to pay for this nonsense. That's right. And then turn it around to I don't even know why. I don't know what. Now I'm very comical and I'm very animated. I'm very animated. And I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know why he want to wear lipstick. Really? When you got mad because that man didn't want you, when you did something stupid and he turned his back on you and you had a kid with this man and then you mad at him because he moved on with his life and you gonna stop him from seeing his son? That's nonsense. I felt this way since I was in high school.
LaShonda, you're batting 1,000. You're hitting every.
And then you women, and then you confusing the boys when the man don't want you. Then you gonna turn to another woman. See, come on, let's come with the real deal here. And then when you bring another woman in your bedroom while your son is looking at that, you're confusing them. You're confusing your daughter.
No. What I'm doing is I'm trying to protect our people because I know how these people. I was raised around Gentiles. I won't lie. I mean, okay, fine. I'll tell the truth. I was raised around Gentiles. I came up as a swirler. I'm confessing to the whole chat, to the whole panel, to the whole family, because what's done in the dark will come out in the light. And so I know how these people think. So my point is that they are using every weapon in their arsenal to come at us, to weaken us, to splinter us.
Brother Rojo, what the sister LaShonda is saying, we have to repair our families.
That's right.
We have to repair our family. That's what I'm trying to tell you. People turn the hearts
Cry out.
children. We have to repair our families, and where the family fails, the community has to come in and show that, hey, this is the model. You might not have it at home, but it's operating out in the community, and that's what they have to destroy. That's what we have to restore. Now, this is
absolutely.
what I'm glad you came on, sister. That is the crux of the issue.
Oh, I'm in step with you, Brother Rich. I mean, with what you just said, I'm in lockstep with you. I'm not walking against you. I'm not pushing back against you, because you're 100% right. I will not ever argue with anyone, even if I don't like them, even if I think they're contrarian. If they're right, they're right. I mean, so I mean, that's the thing. And if people,
so what are we going to do? This is now, here we go with we got to find some solutions, which we have turned from our wicked ways, right? And we're facing back to our Elohim, right? Here go the solution. Cry out. Get on your face.
Yeah.
And pray for these wayward women with their stiff necks. Oh, whoa. That's what I got to say to y'all. Whoa. Because now you're walking around here, you got your earrings dangling, you're making all this noise. And what do y'all say about that? Woe unto you women. You don't turn into harlots. And you let and it is the woman's fault.
We have to wash these women with our words. See, that's what we have to do. We can't stop calling them out our names. We have to speak life into these women's life and our daughters.
Yeah, that's why I said we got to turn. We got to cry out. This is why I said what I said. Now we got to fall on our face. We see what the issue is. Now it's time for some solutions. We know what the problems are. We see it. We've seen it in our families. We've seen it in the streets. We see it on YouTube every day, all day. Women throwing away their children. What's wrong?
Well, you gotta also understand this. It is a repair of the people, because I'm not gonna say this. It's not gonna. Everybody's at fault, because you want to know why? Because everybody has to repent.
That's it.
Everybody has to repent.
That's what I'm saying. Falling on our faces and repenting.
So when you say, we're all out of order.
Yes.
We're people that's out of order. So the people have to line back up with what? With the Most High's word. And that's lining up with his will. Being in his will means that we look at what is done to us, and we have to ask the Most High to restore us. This is a restoration process.
Yes.
Being restored comes through the fact that you have to be able to ask for forgiveness and to be able to recognize where you need to repent at. It's a repentance process, because it's the heart that the Most High sees. Now, as his people, we're turning back to him, but it's an incremental turning back. I don't think that we weren't going to see a turning back. Even when you read the scriptures, the full turning back comes when we're back in the land. When we're back in the land, we have to be able to understand how we are able to deal with one another. We can only recognize that we're sick in the condition that we're in, right? I'm sick because I need to go home. You know what I'm saying? If you're not home, right? If you're not sleeping in your own bed, if you're not in your own house, you don't really get the comfort that you get unless you're back at home on your own property, in your own land, in your own conditions. This is why they literally separated us and took us into captivity to take us away from our land. Because why? Because no matter where you're at, you're not going to heal. You don't heal fully when you're in a captive state, when you're in a captive model. You can talk about how you're going to heal, but they know you're never going to heal. Because why? Because there's a spiritual and there's a mental captivity that's going on.
Exactly. And that's why
Yeah, we're
Africa, that's why they're
homesick.
going into
We're
Africa to
homesick.
try to put these things on their people, but they're tied to the land, so you got a hard time trying to do that. And that's why they tried to do the whole thing that happened 3 years ago. They were hoping, remember, they kept saying, oh, Africa's going to be hit worse. Like crossing their fingers, hoping. Like we were saying, they will never drop bombs, nukes, or anything. This is why I said you will have skirmishes, but you will never have a proper war on the African continent, because they need the resources. They just don't want you on that land. That's it.
Well, Chantel, Chantel, I have to give flowers to Karis for not really just using his Thanos finger. And I hate to use that term, so please forgive me for that. You know, when we got out of order and just started going at each other, you know, we're very spirited.
Rojo, you gave yourself the Thanos finger by putting your stuff on out there. So don't worry. You gotta find a different phone number, Rojo. You okay.
You may as well change your phone number.
I know everybody. I'm going to
put
get
your number out there, Roger.
Rojo,
Yeah, I
put it on out there like 8675.
Oh gosh, Roger.
Hey, I'm going to be like Morris Day at the time. 7779311.
Hey, Rojo, you were raised among them white folks. This is just black folks discussion. You keep on saying people talk. You been raised around white people. We ain't coming at each other.
Hey, you know what? Hey, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I used to run away from home a lot so I could be in the hood, so I could be around my people. And I'm telling you, at 7 years old, drinking some Slim Smart Liquor, the Blue Bull, not the Red Bull, not that other bull, the Blue Bull, you know, and passing out and waking up in somebody's house, and you know, the big mama is handing me some eggs and some grits and some bacon. Of course, back then I ate pork, so
you too deep.
But you know, if you going back to what Sister LaShonda said, crying out, truthfully, and like Kara said, we are wakening up in stages. But I seriously believe that something of a great magnitude is going to get the world attention, because I'm looking at it like this. Y'all said on the day of our Exodus, we will be weeping and crying because of our Exodus. Why will we be weeping and crying? Something had to happen before this Exodus that got our attention. When I say our attention, I'm talking about Israelites that are not awoken. I'm talking about the ones you may call a hoe, the ones you may call a pimp, the one you may call a dope dealer. They're going to be awakening all at the same time in order for us to be crying and weeping when we're exiting Babylon. I mean,
can I say this? I believe, you're and I think you're hitting the target on the head right here. I believe that they'll be weeping and crying, like you said, because when they wake up, or when we're leaving, when Exodus does happen, people think that they're gonna be crying because they want to stay. No, these people gonna be crying because they're gonna be like, get us out of here. I'm so glad that I'm finally leaving this horrid place.
Because look at the state it's in now, and so many people who aren't awake to who they really are saying, I don't want to be here no more.
And
You
I
know,
think
so
that's
I
where the weeping and yelling, the crying
Yeah.
out to Yah. I think that's when it's going to be on a grand scale.
Mm-hmm.
LaShonda Rooks, I hate to do this to
Yeah.
you, sis, but I might have to
Mm-hmm.
push back against you because I think some of those uh, Marvinites might be actually crying because we're all going to
Mm-hmm.
get pushed out the land. We're all going to, but I think that some of them might be crying because they're going to be like, oh, this is our land. Egypt is
Well,
under
you're
the Memphis
right.
River.
Well,
Blah, 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 blah,
no.
blah.
Well,
You know?
I can see that. I can see that, but I believe the majority of they're going to be crying. They're going to be happy. Those are tears of joy. It's going to be tears of sorrow. It's going to be tears of joy. We're going to have a mixture. I believe that. But I'm saying, I really truly believe, like Brother Michael said, on a larger scale, people they're going to be, hey. I just, I'm glad that I'm leaving here and I'm glad I'm woke. Now, remember, we got to go over to the wilderness too.
Tears of
Remember what the children,
Look,
tears
LaShonda
of
Rooks,
repentance,
please.
tears of joy, tears of sorrow. It's going to be a mixture of tears why people are crying and weeping when we leave and do the Exodus. But remember, when we go to the wilderness, they're going to turn around. Those very same folks that may be happy that they're leaving may want to come back because guess what? It's going to be a rough time in the wilderness.
Hey,
Just
LaShonda,
like our forefathers.
do me a favor, LaShonda. Hit up Karis or Michael and get my email address in the back channel and send me, your email address in the back channel, of course. And I can start corresponding with you and sending you a wealth of information. And then, we can, sit back and decipher all of what I sent you.
Okay.
LaShonda's on our prayer team with Quest Team Night Africa. So
is she?
Praise God.
So
Praise God.
so we have quite a lot of our people on here.
Well, can you give me a job, Brother Karis? I'll do it for free. I'll be your information person.
Yeah, volunteering, of course.
Yeah, this is free. This is free, but you got to be anointed and appointed, and you got to hear his voice to lead you to where you need to be as a volunteer. That's the thing. You got to hear his voice. Stay quiet long enough so you can hear him, so he can lead you.
Okay, LaShonda. Now, you know what? I'm going to take tape and powder because now I got your fingerprints on the back of my head, too. Yeah, that was.
Well, let me go ahead. I'm gonna need to do final comments because I got to get some things done today.
Yeah, I go in. I'm in my noisy truck. We're witnessing Yah's hand, his maneuvering of events for his glorious name, first and foremost. We're seeing these things. And we're also seeing Israel coming together. And with this coming together, there needs to be a constant line of thinking when it comes to respecting our brothers, our sisters, and things of that nature. If you do not agree with your brother or sister, and there may be some things that our brothers and sisters may be doing, hey, if you feel it is damaging to your spirit, you have all the right to pick and choose your association. You have all the right to do that. But you could still do that with a measure of respect because like I said, we have different brothers and sisters that has different gifts. And what we're doing for Yah. And so with that, let us continue to maintain love. And I know these words is not something that we're used to. Love, trust, brotherly love, sisterly love. These are the things we're not used to. Trust. These are the things we're fighting to do amongst our people. And you never seen a nation of people have such a hard time at doing this. Not saying that we can't do it, having a hard time because we have a spiritual battle that is fighting against us to do or to live this way that Yah has instructed us to do. But with His Spirit, we will do that. And I hand it back to you, Brother Karras.
All right. Thank you, Brother Mike.
I'll go ahead and go next.
Can I go next?
Oh no, go
Oh,
ahead,
you
bro.
too.
I'll wait. No, go ahead, bro. I'll wait.
I would like to say, family, I appreciate Brother Karras for allowing me to come on his platform once again. Um, we as a family gonna have to basically come together more as far as respectful to each other, respecting our fellow neighbor. And the reason why, I have to, really give it up to my brother Karras and brother Michael. They are very, very humble very humble men. And I was always told, when you stop listening, you stop learning. So therefore, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. So I was just brought up that way, and I just think we have to have more respect for each other. Let's keep our young people up in prayer, and let's listen to our young folks instead of just trying to lead them via dictatorship. Let's listen to them and let them tell us what's on their mind, because a lot of things that we're seeing on the news, like I stated earlier, it's not our young people doing it. They have these rubber masks that these cats are putting on. I had a gentleman from California here yesterday, and he was telling me that he's around 30-ish. Got another young brother from Chicago area. He was telling me that they're not actually up there doing the killing. It's other nations doing it, but they're dressing up like us. So, that's one thing I want to throw that out earlier. I had some other things I want to say, but, I'll wait till the next time, I come back on. And if Michael, if he's still on you and you're listening, if you don't mind, reach out to Karras and get my phone number. I'd like to speak with you. Other than that, shalom, family.
All right. Thank you, Brother Brian.
Okay, now I'll hit it up. And I want to first give flowers to Brother Karras and Brother Michael for really putting up with us and not really just going Thanos and just muting the whole board or kicking people out. He's letting
Speak
they're
for
both.
yourself, Roger. I'm a saint.
I mean, they're letting us hash things out and letting us, sort and discuss, because we're all family. And for those in the family who has a problem with me interjecting or, more accurately interrupting, I mean, I only do that to, as I get updates, I have to get it out there, or if I feel that something is pertinent to the family, I'm going to get it out there. And if I'm hated for it, if some people have an issue with it, that's fine. I mean, just tune me out or whatever. Because one thing I'm not going to have your body, your blood on my hands because I'm worried about you, saying, damn, Rojo, STFU, whenever someone's talking or whatever, and something comes through hot through the press, even if the information is a week old, obviously people don't know about it. So I have to get it out there. And yeah, I do, kind of get my POVs out there too as well. But I mean, that's what we do. I mean, sometimes I feel the same consideration that y'all give to these Gentiles, specifically to these W's. Some of us don't get on this panel or in this chat, and that's a shame. And that's something that I'm grateful that this separation, polarization in America is happening, because now we have no choice but to turn to each other for support and protection and advice. So with that being
Roger,
said, yeah, go ahead.
Roger, before you go, see, look, I'm interjecting. Listen, I said what I said about Michael. I'm saying that he's a saint because I don't have the patience. But what I'm saying
If
Well,
y'all,
I'm not going to be long. I'm not going to be long. I'm just going to say, I'm not trying to say nothing about you. You know that I love you. You're my brother. And the thing is that people need to understand if we're like this, it's because we're family. And this is when you visit family, that when we all come together, we just start acting stupid. That's just family. That's how we be. So, people have always got something to say. So, don't feel no way.
I mean,
If I
exactly.
made you feel anyway, then I apologize. But
No,
I only
Sister
got
Shirley.
30 seconds left. All right. Well, family, I appreciate it. Sister Chantel and Brother Rojo done took up your outro time.
Well, I'm going to interject. Thank you, Brother Karis, for having me on. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Karis. I want to say this. Rojo, mute your mic.
Appreciate it.
Rojo, mute your mic. This is what I want to say.
Rojo, we talk to you
Fear
later.
not,
Shalom,
children.
Rojo. We gotta get.
Right.
I gotta jump.
Fear
Y'all,
not.
y'all gonna be doing some parachuting out this plane. Look, I don't
Yah
care
has,
if you're you jumping out one way or another. All right.
right. Yah has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. Be strong and be powerful and have that sound mind, because He's given us a mind of peace and love. Love you guys. Take
All
care.
right. Thank you, Shalom.
I'll be
Sister.
quick. I'll be quick and just say what I'm saying. Look, family, we're at the end of this now. Something is going on in the spirit realm to make these people show their hand.
Mm-hmm.
These people have jumped the gun so badly to the point where it's like it's going to be obvious. Literally, we see Revelation, where it says they will come and bow at our feet and know that He has loved us. That's coming soon, and they know it. They're trying to stave it off, but I don't know why. But we know, they know, right? The whole world is gonna know. So all we need to do is, I don't care about what they're doing. Grab yourself a popcorn, get yourself your favorite beverage, and just watch the show. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, love you, Karis. Love you, family.
All right. Thank you, Sister Chantel. Shalom.
Look, the glory of the Lord is risen upon us. Let our light so shine before men that they will see it and give glory to the Most High. We can show our people better than tell them. Yes, they hear what we say. They want to see what we do. That's the same with young people. They listen to everything you say. They note everything you say. And when you fall off the path, they will quote you back scripture and verse. We can show them better than tell them. Let's be that example. Let's be Israel. Those who know their Elohim shall do exploits in this time. Let's do some exploits. We can show them better than we can tell them. Y'all bless.
All right. Hallelujah. All right. Well, family, that was an interesting day. Thank you to the panel. For those that have contributed, it's been a blessing. I'm going to say this. There is quite a lot that's going on. And we're not here in a season to where things aren't happening. Things are now happening. But also have assurance that it's the Most High who's in control. That's what we have to understand and put our hope and our trust in. He's doing the work. He's working on our deliverance in this time. So, is it going down? Well, we'll see. But it looks as though things are going to a place where it's not going to be, we're not going back to normal. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this week is going to shape on up. So with that said, family, thank you for those that have supported this channel. Definitely appreciate that. And also, this is why Quest Unite Africa is here. This is the work. This is the work that we're doing with our brothers and sisters on and off the continent, in the diaspora, and beyond. And again, we appreciate your support. So with that said, family, most high willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. And we'll see what happens between now and tomorrow. Hallelujah. So with that said, family, shalom, salama, siyemi, shalom. Peace and blessings. Yasharel.
Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Karibuni sana.